your paid subscription to my Substack is your ticket of entry into our live classes each and every month. You will also, as a paid subscriber, have access to over 9 hours worth of material in our tarot class library archive. Now, it's not necessary to catch up for the classes. I'll be doing my best to give you a recap before we study each class. But if you wanted to catch up, now is a great time to join those classes, because when you join those classes, you have access to the library. So you could catch a few readings, like you could give yourself a few reading classes every week prior to that class that we're having on the 16th. You'll also have access to, if you become a founding, you also have access to a one-on-one chat with me to ask any questions that you may have in relation to anything you find in those classes. And if you become a founding member to my Substack, not only will you receive a discount on the whole year's worth of classes, you will also have full access to the entirety of the Tarot Church Library Archive. That is access to over 15 hours worth of material in an ever-expanding library. You will also have access to, if you choose to receive one, a complimentary one-on-one mentorship class with me, where I will meet with you personally to assess where you are on your own personal tarot journey and give you the best insights in terms of how to utilize those classes to the best of your advantage towards your personal tarot goals moving forward. One of the things I try to do with these classes was make them accessible to the absolute novice tarot reader as well as a seasoned reader. There's definitely something there for everyone. Don't let your lack of experience or your robust experience prevent you from joining us in these classes. And even if you don't become a paid subscriber to my Substack, I would encourage you to follow me there to stay up to date on any new offerings or services. I also post my weekly newsletter there, which will let you know about my in-person events as well as my online live schedule. You'll also get to have access to my mystic meditation articles, which give you recaps on what we've been seeing energetically. I just wrote one recently about this recent Sagittarius full moon that we just experienced. And all of that is available to you on the Substack. I finally want to let you guys know that on top of my standard life path readings, I also offer mentorship classes. These are for any of my students seeking a more personalized educational experience with me. I take a very limited number of students for this reason, as those classes are focused on each individual's personal spiritual goals and journey work. Those classes can be purchased on an individual level or as a monthly class series, weekly or bi-weekly as your schedule permits. Also, for my students that are seeking more consistent weekly tarot support, I'm very happy to offer weekly tarot insight packages. That is a package of 4 30-minute readings, again, weekly or bi-weekly as your schedule permits, so that you can stay more consistent on your personal journey. I'm also really happy to offer now dream interpretation readings. You can purchase these per dream or as a series. If you purchase the series, I would encourage you to start to keep a dream journal, as we will meet weekly or bi-weekly with that journal and utilize the tarot to understand the key themes and messages coming towards you in the dream space. That said, we are going to get started on today's daily collective read in the next few minutes, but if you would like to get on the list for today, the list is open. Not only is the list open, but the first person on the list each day will always have an additional card in their reading. So that is available to you as well if you'd like to claim that spot. It is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. Thank you so much for that lovely gift, Leslie. 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. We do here angelic guidance. We do dream interpretation. We do highest priority messages from spirit, life path, mediumship, love reading, pet readings, animal spirit guide readings. You can find the full list over on my tree link, my tree with links in my bio. How are you doing today? Heads up, lovely Cappy. Your subscription's ending soon if you would like to renew. Hope you're having a beautiful start to your day. How are you doing today, KJ? Hope you're having a beautiful one as well. Hi there, Minnie. Thank you so much for the heart knees. Guys, please remember to renew your heart knees today if you would like an animal spirit guide card on top of your 1 card reading for subscribers. Yes, absolutely. Safe travels, Minnie. I hope you have a wonderful trip. Wrapping up my suitcase. Exciting. Excellent. Capricorn. I know Capricorn's card. Well, here's the thing about it. I got to tell you, Evox, I've got a little bit of a different interpretation on astrology based on the cards than others do. So those who take my classes kind of get a bit of an insight in terms of the differences I have on the astrology. So we'll be talking about the association I have with that card in that class. Grand Rich Rising to you as well, Erica. Good to see you today. Grand Rising, Leslie. How are you doing today, Jackson? What camera? What you talking about? How are you doing, Rich Witches? So good to see you guys. Make sure that you give Witches a follow. Very talented reader as well. Good to see you today. And Aiden, thank you for those little crowns. Thank you for helping me reach my crown goal. How are you doing, Dandy? Hope you're having a beautiful day as well. And Heather, thank you as well for helping me reach my crown goal. It's an interesting card. It's an interesting card. I know it's a very polarizing card, but and one of the things that I'm excited to talk about when we do that card evox is it's a conversation on the triptychs. So we've been studying. I'm going to be talking a lot about that in that class too, because we're going to talk about energetic connections a lot in that class too, in what terms of what feels energetically sustainable versus what does not, right? So it's going to be an interesting class, but I do feel like, sometimes that card does come up and it doesn't necessarily like point to something energetically negative. I like to point out, I feel like it's often a card that talks to us about where the work lies, if that makes sense. Like what we need to work on, what we need to like pay attention to, much like the Tower card. There's a context to all of the cards that is very important. So I'm looking forward to being able to kind of unpack that in that class. Hi, Hannah, Grand Rising, dear. And Ember, thank you so much for those gifts. Hope you're having a beautiful day. And thank you, Witches, for sharing the live. As I mentioned, friends, we are going to get started. If you would like to get on the list for today, the list is open. You will be the second person read for. 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, being Semi-Lio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps. Those are pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. Also, we are doing 2 giveaways today. Our first giveaway will be a reading giveaway when we get to 50K. So make sure you're tapping that screen. We will get to 50K in no time. The other giveaway we're doing right now is we will be doing a reading giveaway for the highest gifter between now and the conclusion of the daily collective read. So I wish you a lot of luck if you're participating in that contest as well. I'll tell you right now, our highest gifter at the moment is Leslie. Thank you so much, Leslie. Oh, I appreciate you. And I do see, Leslie, you've gotten on the list. We start the personal readings once we complete the daily collective. So as soon as we get through the daily collective, you will be first on the roster. And because you are the first one on our list today, you will also be receiving an additional card in your reading. That said, if you guys could do me a favor and share this live, I would appreciate it. Make sure anyone who wants to catch this reading live is here to receive it. And keep on tapping that screen. We are already at 5.4K. Guys, keep on tapping like that. We'll get to 50K before we conclude the daily collective. Thank you guys so much for sharing the live. That said, no better time than the present. Why don't we get started? Welcome, everyone. Happy Saturday. I'm the Grace Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today, Saturday, June 21st, 2025. What do we have coming through in the cards for today? Can I please have the first 2 cards in our 5-card spread? First 2 cards, we are starting our day off with today. Woo! I like it. We've got our 5 of Wands in its reversal in combination with our Wheel of Fortune in its upright. There's a lot. I gotta just tell you, the reading we had yesterday was so lovely. I mean, as a reader, I find like all the spreads are lovely, but I really encourage you, if you didn't have an opportunity to check out that reading, you can see the photo of yesterday's spread over on our Substack. There was a lot of balance that we saw that was coming into that reading. And I think that this is talking a lot about the fact that I feel like there's an energetic over the last few days, like leading up into this solstice energy. I was observing and we were recognizing that there was a lot of energy moving deeper into union. I was just picking up on that. It's really beautiful. We see a lot of those chariot partnerships moving deeper into union. We see a lot of those magician partnerships starting to move deeper into union. And I see that for a lot of the energy in separation right now, this feels like a lot of this, the energy in separation coming into temperance. And we like to see temperance because it's a continuing conversation in relationality to the work that we saw that was beginning and taking off with a lot of those magician relationships. Why were we articulating that the energy in separation was in magician energy? And we're going to talk about the fact that that was the context of that was, and just to give you a recap, so the last 3 energetic cycles I've observed is when we had Mars stationing direct up until Mercury and Venus stationed direct behind Neptune. That was a lot of the chariot partnerships, the prioritization, right? The prioritization of stability that acts as the framework for healthy relationship. This recent cycle we saw was magician energy, and this was energy that was prioritizing authenticity of the self. Why were we seeing the authenticity of the self? These were the relationships from the time that Mars and Venus stationed direct until Mercury, I'd say up until now, up until the solstice energy, because this is a lot of the energy that's building upon and based upon the observation that when we come into the authenticity of the self, it helps us build into authentic partnership because it doesn't feel like the partnership that tries to change us or distort us from who we are or who we aspire to be, but it feels like an energetic celebration, the space or the place of being able to be appreciated, seen, loved, respected for who one authentically is. And we see even now, like, what is a lot of the key factors that are archetyping a lot of those relationships that are moving deeper into divine union right now? Clarifying conversations, dispelling any unhealthy thought forms of the self that we sometimes pick up in unhealthy relationships. Because one of the big messages that we had that was coming through this Gemini season, and we're about to we are moving into Cancer season, right? Is the difference between fickleness and pragmatism, right? The difference between working into the context of a manifestation goal and being very adaptable along the way versus those situations and circumstances wherein we often become too changeable, not necessarily being able to focus on something, because often the articulation point of changing for change's sake can be identifying of an aversion to finding like that point of energetic resilience. So we see even now that this is almost, I want to say, this feels like an energetic boost of confidence. It feels like something that is like, it feels like there's a lot of the energy right now in temperance, because a lot of the relationships that are starting to build as the foundation of this right now, they're honoring the journey of the self, right? They're honoring the composition of finding that pathwork that suits them best. And so this feels like it feels very unique, is what I keep on hearing. These are very unique relationships that are happening because and I keep on seeing that uniqueness is working through the context of being able to know the self. Like, these are the relationships where where someone is mapping the self, because when we map the self, then we bring the map of the self to the relationship. And that is one, I keep on hearing, that is one of the sweetest gifts. That is one of the sweetest gifts that we can bring to partnership. Because when we bring the map of the self to partnership, then we don't look to the partner to define us. We don't look to the partner and say, I'm lost, help me. It's the energy that says, I know who I am. I know where you're going. Let's combine our energetic maps. Let's combine the maps. And so this is the center card for today's spread. This is beautiful. Like, this is the gift energy, right? This is beautiful. We've got here our Knight of Pentacles in its upright, because I want to show you, right? I want to show you the peace, right? This is beautiful. This is energy. This is energy that's not looking to partnership to find peace. They're bringing inner peace with them. They're bringing inner peace with them. I've already got one because we've got our 5 of Wands, right? So this is the conversation. When we find the peace in ourselves, it becomes our virtue, the gift that we bring. And that is the energy. And when we find the peace of ourselves, it's what we offer to those that that's what we offer to those that we find. So would you like some peace? So I like this because this is the energy, but it's working into the space. And we're going to get into this a little bit. You know, this is why we see that for some of the energy right now, those magician partnerships that are moving deeper into connection right now, this is the clarity. This is the relationship that feels like it's acting as a clear mirror, right? Because why do we see the relationship that acts as a clear mirror? Because we talked a lot about the fact that, we were talking about this perpetually through Gemini season. Um, you don't go to relationship not to change, right? The only constant in relationship is change. But when we're in healthy relationship, it feels like it is the change that helps us see ourselves clearly. It is the space that we feel fortified. It's a space that we feel cleansed, right? It's the clear mirror of healthy counterpart that we never we're always kind of like, it always feels like it's transformative because it transforms us in ways that we find most appealing. But this is why we work to release. This is why it's so hard to release unhealthy energetic connections, right? Because often those unhealthy connections, what do they try to do? They try to convince us of things that are not true of ourselves. They try to push those things into us, right? They try to like enforce things about ourselves that often take a lifetime to try to energetically remove. Like this is what we talk about in relationality. Like we've had Chiron and Eris almost on top of each other for a good piece of time right now. And this is the thing about it. Like Chiron and Eris is talking about the chaos that we carry from chaotic situations. And that can feel so painful, right? That can feel so difficult because it is the energy, it is trying to heal from the energy that tries to convince us that we aren't who we believe ourselves to be. And so, even in that modality, I just keep on seeing like this is the gift of the healthy counterpart. That what is the song they say as they see one another? I see you. And trust me when I say that my perception of you is the perception of clarity, right? And this is often like we have to do this work on ourselves as well, right? Because if we're not in the space, like this is the thing, like this is why you can't convince someone to heal, right? Because if someone has imbibed the trauma too much and they're convinced that they are the shape that trauma dictates them to be, there is very little you can do to dispel that if someone is not ready to energetically receive that type of work. And this is why we often project the trauma that we experience on others, right? It's like it's working into the space of being able to heal in that way. And it's not easy. But I think that I keep on seeing here, and this brings us to a lot of the energy deep within divine union, because you'll recall that for a lot of the energy deep within divine union, I just want to point this out. This is like the chariot energy, because these are like the training wheels coming off. These are the training wheels coming off. The training wheels are coming off the chariot relationships. Can I get 2 cards to clarify? Yep, we've got our King of Cups in its reversal in combination with our 4 of Swords in its reversal. So what do we have with like this is I told you, why are the training wheels coming off in terms of the chariot partnership? Because this is the energy that's learning to be vulnerable. They're learning that it's safe to do so. They're going with the flow of the emotions, and this is the best part, okay? Because here's the thing about it. You do all that work, right? You do all that work to get a rein on the emotions, right? You do all that work to get a rein on the emotions. And why do you do it? So that when you finally release the emotions, you don't you are able to enjoy that flow state. You're able to feel comfortable in that articulation. You don't feel carried away in expressing them. You're able to energetically control the waters of the self. So that's what I keep on seeing, because for a lot of the energy, right, putting their guard down, being able to speak authentically and feeling that space, like the safety and security of another, able to navigate that ebb and flow. I keep on hearing like this is the energy deep within divine union that is feeling the beauty and harmony of finding the clear channel within. But it's also the understanding, and we're going to get into this because we're in Cancer season, that the reason like the relationship must be a safe space in order for us to be vulnerable, right? Cancer energy is all about conversations related to sanctuary or sanctified partnership. So we just see even now that for a lot of the energy doing that work, this is having to do with the space of the ego, continuing to get clarification between our Five of Wands in its reversal in combination with our Wheel of Fortune in its upright. Can I have one card to clarify? We have here our Three of Cups in its upright. So for a lot of the energy doing this work right now, I just keep on identifying that for energy deep within divine union, that ability of being able, that ability of talking towards, like this is having to do with like the understanding that the preciousness of vulnerability. And we were talking about this heavily yesterday, you'll recall, because what do we see, or what do we understand as it relates to the preciousness of the self? The sad thing, the sad truth of it is none of us wish that we had to carry standards. That's the sad thing about standards. None of us wish we had to carry them. We have to carry energetic standards because often we understand that there are others who don't carry our standards for us, right? And the difficulty thing with a standard, and this is the funny thing about a standard, when you're surrounded by others who share your standards and you state the standard, they'll go, obviously. Like, obviously. It's like the energy goes, well, yeah, duh. It's like that moment that just like it's like the beautiful harmony or harmonious shrug of being like, well, why would we ever do something different than that, right? It's a lot of that, like it's a lot about that journey. It's only when you enter a space and you articulate a standard and someone starts pushing against it, you're like, I gotta turn it into a boundary now. You know what I mean? Gotta turn it into a boundary. And it's awful, right? Because it feels like those are those relationships or those situations that feel like those pushing and shoving. You know what I mean? Like, it's that awkwardness of pushing against another person's energetic comfort zone. And I keep on hearing, like I feel like, and I keep on hearing, and I remember I told you 2025 is like the year of like honoring the no, because it's like I keep on hearing a lot of this energy and separation saying, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. It's like, and then that's the thing. It's like it's the energy just says, I choose not. Just choose not. And I know, and and it's not easy, right? It's not easy. It's not, I mean, like obviously, like it says to me that, the thing about it, and I keep on seeing, like it's working through the context of, I just keep on seeing, the relationship that makes you doubt the self is not the relationship for the self, is all I keep on hearing. The relationship that makes you doubt the self is the relationship that's not for the self. And this is why, again, when we talk about what feels energetically healthy, like that is the energy that effectively articulates upon the energy. Like I see a lot of the energy in separation saying, if I am moving into partnership and my condition is that the energy needs to celebrate the self, that's not a high bar. So I keep on hearing, I keep on hearing, I keep on hearing, the energy and separation being like, that shouldn't even be a bar at all. Like there shouldn't be a bar at all. But yet, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised, right? And that's why I feel there is a little bit of this like energy that I'm seeing in separation, because I keep on hearing this is a little bit of the summer for a lot of energy and separation of remembering who they are. Is what I keep on hearing. It's like it's a lot of the energy, like I keep on hearing, like this is the solstice of the song of the self, which says, I love myself. And here's the thing, loving the self is the highest form of protection. Because when you love the self, then you just don't go around, you just avoid things that aren't for the self, right? And I can see, like it feels like there, it's the energy, like I feel like there's like a lot, and I'm not surprised to see this right now because we often experience this with Cancer energy, which is we talk a lot about, we were talking about this yesterday, the journey of the healthy ego. Clarification between our wheel of fortune. I love these two cards together because this is Cancer. This is the Cancer lesson of the healthy ego. We're having a little of an early start in Cancer energy right now. Clarification between our wheel of fortune and our Knight of Pentacles in its upright. One card to clarify. There's that clarification with our Two of Wands in its upright. And so this is the beauty that we love to see with Cancer journeys. Now, and you've already heard me talking about this. I'm going to be bringing it up again. You know, we learn a lot about the healthy egoic space in the context of the journey of the Cancer, right? Why? Because we see the crab there. And, you know, there's this conversation that we often have in spirituality about shedding of the ego. I hate to break it to you. You can't shed your ego. You can't do it. There's another one underneath it. Like it's an ego. It is the defense mechanism of the soul. It's there. It's there to protect you, right? It's there. And that's the thing. Like when we build into the space of the healthy ego, we understand that the ego is trying, has a directive to protect the self no matter what. And when we're not, and this is why when we have our egos that get too big, what happens when our egos are too big? We get too protective, right? We can't hear anything. It's earmuff energy. It's like la 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 la. You know what I mean? But the healthy ego is one that you can hear through, right? And this is what we see. And the crab is a beautiful conversation on what we should try to strive for with our egoic self, right? Because the shell of the crab, right? It's hard, but it's hard. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything crazy. Okay, it doesn't do anything crazy. It's pretty much the same. It's just that it is the outside that protects the vulnerable inside, right? It is insinuated into the shape of the thing within it, right? And this is why when we do that work before we go into partnership, it is the highest gift that we can give those in partnership, right? Because we've all had those moments where we built into relationship and we have somebody and we're like, this is who I am. And then you go and you meet them and you go, that's not who you were inside. This outside does not match that inside. Right? This is not the same place. I would like to file a complaint, right? Because that's where we create the confusion in partnership because it feels like it feels like a shock. Or, you know, this is also when those modalities, when we also have like those contexts where we feel like our own egoic self breaks, when we feel like we've moved too far from our energetic center. But that's why when we talk about the space of the healthy ego, it is existing within the space. It is the calibration between the higher self and the egoic self that feel like they're in energetic alignment, right? Feels good is good. And so this is why we see that for a lot of that space of balancing, that observation, if you will, this is a lot of the energy that is working on the self in order to move towards partnership, right? Because this is a reminder that in order to find a healthy partnership, it's not about what you should start doing. It shouldn't be about what you stop doing. It should be about finding yourself, because the more you're in the expression of the self, the more that you're celebrating the divine nature of the self, the more you act as a beacon to those that are in alignment with you, right? This is a lot of, this is why I keep on hearing that this is the energy that's moving into temperance, because they're finding partner via celebrating the song of the self, continuing to get clarification between our King of Pentacles in combination with our King of Cups in its reversal. This brings us to our Page of Cups in its reversal. So it's beautiful for a lot of the energy, especially with the Page of Cups in its reversal. We're just seeing that this is what I meant in relationality to the Magician energy that's moving deeper into partnership right now, right? Because for a lot of the energy, those Magician relationships that are moving into partnership right now, you'll remember that these were the relationships, and this is beautiful. Remember, why are they fortifying? They're dispelling the unhealthy thought forms that they had to imbibe in unhealthy relationships. And I need to point this out because this is the beauty of the fact that even these relationships are moving deeper into partnership via the temperance, right? This is the healthy journey of the ego, because is this the energy that says, oh, it's perfect. I was absolutely perfect. It was all that other person, right? No, 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 no. That's obviously not a healthy energetic space, right? When we're in a healthy space, we don't put all of the blame, right? We don't project everything that went wrong on another person. Similarly, we don't overly internalize. We don't put on all the weight on ourselves. Don't say, I was the worst. Like everything is my fault. We do temperance, right? We do we work of temperance. We navigate, we move the water back and forth between us to understand what it is that we could do better versus what it is that wasn't our energetic fault or wasn't our energetic space to change. So this is why we see that these energies right now are building into the deepening of trust, because this is the energy that looks towards one another and they see each other as having an ability and gift to be able to properly filter, which is the ability to communicate in a way that they're helping identify what their work is, but also what they're working to get to be rid of, right? So that's why I keep on seeing there's a lot of that divested cup energy, because it's releasing. It's a lot of the releasing of the unhealthy thought form that's amplifying and is helping the energy to move deeper into energetic connection. This brings us to a lot of the energy right now deep within divine union. These are those chariot partnerships, clarification between our King of Cups and its reversal in combination with our Four of Swords and its reversal. May I have one card to clarify? Clarification coming through right now with our Death card in its reversal. So for a lot of the energy I'm seeing that is deep within divine union, there's a lot. This is the beauty that we're identifying in relationality to the feeling of having energetic control of the emotions, right? Because when we are in a space, when we feel that we are in sanctified partnership or energy that feels like it creates a space of sacredness, it honors our feelings, right? It creates that ability of feeling held within the embrace of partnership. And so this is why I see that this energy, like what is the demarcation point for a lot of these chariot relationships? They're communicating like they never have before. They're communicating like they never have before, because in that communication, they're feeling the safety, right? They're feeling the energetic safety net of the partnership that allows them to articulate upon their traumas, upon their fears, upon their anxieties. But this is the energy that I keep on hearing. They're doing that work in articulating, but not projecting, because it's the amplification of how far they've come, right? It's the observation that allows the context of feeling energetically ready, but also understanding that that readiness is not something that you can generate, right? It's not something that can be demanded. It's something that you create together. Continuing to get clarification between our Three of Cups in combination with our Two of Wands in its upright, we have here our Moon card. And that's an absolutely beautiful card to see in the context of this reading, because we often have the association point of the Moon card with Cancer energy. Why do we see a lot of why do we feel like there's a lot of that Cancerian energy that is connected to the moon? It's doing a lot of work in the space of the unconscious, right? It's doing a lot of the work in the space of the unconscious. And what is it? Like, what do we do in the space of healthy spirituality, right? This is what we talk about. I get a little touchy about the fact that we use the word shadow work, because I feel like it makes everything feel really ominous, but it's bringing the unconscious to light, right? This is what we do in healthy relationship. This is what we do in the healthy journey of the self. We work to bring the unconscious to light, because when we work to bring the unconscious to light, we're able to see ourselves with more clarity, right? And it's not the space that we're ever fully able to do so. right? It's never, the work is never done. This is why we talk about the fact that healing is never, there's never a moment that you go, guys, I've healed, I'm healed, I'm done. Like, never be more wary. Never be more wary than someone that says they're done healing, is what I keep on hearing. Never be more worried. Never be more worried than someone that goes, I did it. Never be more worried. I am so done. I am so healed. Like, never be more wary than when someone says I did it, because the work is never done. It doesn't work like that. And this is what we talk about in relationality to temperance, right? It's always in that definition point of understanding that there's always more to explore. There's always more to uncover. And that ability of doing so, I keep on seeing, this is why, like, this is why we see that so many of those partnerships, this is what the foundation of a lot of those temperance energies are, that are starting to build into relationship right now, because this is the energy that keeps on saying to each other, I know I can't know myself perfectly, but I'm trying. I'm trying. I see the energy going. I'm trying. I'm trying. I got that flashlight. I got that flashlight. I'm looking around, because and that's the energy, because what happens when we're doing that work? What is the gift that we give the counterpart? I'm not afraid of what I'll find there. And you don't have to be either, right? Like, that's the beauty of it. It's the energy that says you're safe with me, because I work to be safe with myself, because in the uncovering of the unconscious, I guarantee you, you're not gonna find anything. You're not gonna find anything. You're not gonna find anything disturbing on the way, right? Because that is the work that we do as it relates to that energetic celebration point. And it feels, it's the confidence by which we bring forth in that space. So this is a lot of the energy that's working on, again, the Cancerian lesson, that is the ability to build into the understanding of the self that allows for the healthy energetic connection. Continuing to get clarification between our two of wands in its upright in combination with our page of cups in its reversal. Can I get one card to clarify? There's that sun card in its reversal. Now, for a lot of the energy right now, here's any I gotta tell you, man, I gotta tell you, this is just to show you that there's no qualifying characteristic in relationality to the positivity of the work. Because I want you to see there's a lot of audacity that is being released right now for some of these magician partnerships that are moving deeper into connection, right? Because remember what I said, a lot of these relationships are building into the space wherein they're able to recognize and identify what it is that they're trying to work on. And even in the conversation of being able to see one another, the magician partnerships are dispelling negative thoughts within each other, right? And when you're having that moment, right, the clarifying conversation that helps one see one another clearly, then a lot of, like, I told you, like, the first step on your healing journey is often anger. It is often anger. The first step of your healing journey, you will find the audacity. The first step of your healing journey, you will find the audacity, because it is the space of understanding the difference between something that you are working on, something that you actually need to work upon, versus another trying to put their work on you. Right? And this is the thing about it. Like, what is the traumatizing relationship? That's not my homework. It's like, that's not my homework. But that's what we do. And like, in the unhealthy partnership, being like, that's all you. I don't have to do anything. I'm perfect. This is your problem, right? And so this is why there's a lot of that energy that I can even see, like, they're releasing a lot of audacity as they move into relationship, because it's helping them identify what it is they're actually working on in healthy embodied relationship with embodied manifestation, versus those modalities where they felt like they were energetically wrong, but it wasn't they were wrong. It's just someone who, like, and again, the unhealthy relationship will say that your standards are a problem. They'll take all of the things that are beneficial in a relationship and make you feel like they are not. It's like, So that's why I see like there's a little bit of this energy that's like, like like a little biting of the fist as they move into deeper connection. This brings us to a lot of the energy deep within divine union right now, these chariot relationships. Page of Cups in its reversal in combination with our Death card in its reversal. Tower in its reversal. We love to see our Tower in its reversal too. This is a beautiful, wow, this, I got to tell you, if you have an opportunity, make sure you pop on over. Make sure you pop on over to our, make sure you pop on over to the Substack to look at today's spread, because there's some heavy cards here, particularly with the Moon card in its upright, the Sun card in its reversal, and the Tower card in its reversal. One of the things that we're recognizing and identifying has to do in the modality of being able to articulate upon what it is that one is trying to heal, right? And this is why we see that for a lot of those chariot partnerships deep within divine union, this is a lot of deep, deep clarifying conversations. This is a lot of that. I keep on hearing this is a lot of that modality wherein we're able to express upon ourselves in ways that we never have found an ability to before. Because I keep on hearing the relationship that acts as sanctuary is the relationship that honors the self. And when the self is honored, we can move into deepening vulnerability, because it's a continuation of the fact that we learn in Cancer season. This is why not everyone deserves our vulnerability, right? Our vulnerability is a sanctified gift. And when we're building into the space that our vulnerability is sanctified, it allows us to move deeper within it, right? But this is why, and this is often like, this is why I keep on hearing, you don't force vulnerability. You can't force vulnerability. It's all about the attunement is what I keep on hearing too. And I feel like a lot of the energy right now working through that space is healing trauma by articulating that feeling of, I keep on hearing, a lack of readiness, which often can feel like a lack like, and this is, I keep on hearing like, this is why this feels like deep healing, because this is the energy that may have felt upset at themselves because another person like tried to blame them for not being vulnerable. But they're learning deep within divine union that you can't, vulnerability isn't a switch. It's something that you move towards when you feel energetically ready, right? And that readiness is one that when you discover upon it, it feels like an energetic celebration. And that's why we talk about the fact that healing is not linear, because it is the it is the readiness by which we are ready to approach our vulnerability. Our vulnerability, if we're not ready to receive it, right? And this is what we talk about. If we're too much in our ego, our vulnerability can feel painful to us, right? Like our vulnerability can feel fracturing. But that's why we work. I keep on hearing we work towards our vulnerability in phases, because that ability of finding the self, this is why, like, it's not like we talk about the healthy spiritual journey is not one that you feel forced upon. It's one that moves in accordance to your own sense and being ready to receive it, right? Continuing to get clarification between our Moon card and our Sun card in its reversal, we have here our Eight of Pentacles in its reversal. So for a lot of the Eight of Pentacles, and I need to point this out, like especially the Eight of Pentacles is working into the context of being able, I keep on hearing there's a lot of messages coming through right now as it relates to fortification. And why are we hearing a lot of messages in relationality to fortification? Because what we effectively identify is the energetic relationship that is healthy for us is one that makes us feel fortified in the framework of the self, right? And that's why it's also right, like, and this is, I keep on hearing, this is the difference between an unhealthy relationship versus a healthy one, because it is the identification of recognizing where that work is. It is the identification point of understanding. Like I keep on hearing the disassembling of the self that allows for the understanding of what feels like it is good to the self, right? Something that feels like it energetically stabilizes versus something that feels like it's not in accordance to it. And this is what we talk about in the relationality to the identification point. I keep on hearing there's messages coming through in relationality to good medicine, which is to say that we have to think about our own path work in the space of understanding that it is unique to each and every person. That is to say that something that may feel good for me might not be good for you. And that's okay. That's the way it works, right? Because this is why we talk about the journey of temperance, because often the space of finding the self is figuring out what works. Okay. And sometimes what works for others, you're like, not my cup of tea, right? Sometimes it's about like, oh, that's wonderful, right? And this is why I keep on seeing that a lot of this energy in separation is working through that point of healing in the identification point. I almost feel like there's a little bit of like trial and error energy that's happening right now for a lot of the energy in separation, because it's the journey of trying to understand the self by understanding what works for the self, right? It's the understanding of what feels like it is supportive in such a way that, and I keep on hearing, it's like, and I keep on hearing the energy that says, I'm not broken, I'm exploring, right? If it's not right, I just haven't stumbled upon what is, right? It is the energetic, it is the space of being able to recognize and identify that is not, like, I keep on hearing the energy that says, if there's something I need that is different than others, that is because I am unique. And when we are unique, we have to figure out what it is that like, much like the universe, right? The universe is unique, and so too are we, which is the understanding that how do we know the universe? We start to explore what's within it. How do we understand the self? We understand, we explore what's within it, right? So there's a lot of this energy that is going through that space because it's awakening themselves to the possibilities that can be found, right? And it's a lot of that seeking and finding that we often talk about, that says in order to find the healthy partnership outward, go inward. Because the more that you know the self, the more that you represent the self on the outside, the more you move in accordance with those that are aligned to you outside the self. Continuing to get clarification between our Sun card in combination with our Tower card in its reversal. Boom! I like to see her. She's been popping up a bit recently. We've got here our Queen of Swords in its upright. It's not easy. Who said it was going to be easy? It's not about easy, right? And this is why I keep on hearing this. Like, this is the energy that is not looking like, it's not easy. I keep on hearing easy is indulgent. Easy is indulgent. Easy is indulgent. I keep on hearing easy is indulgent. But that's why, that's why is the energy saying that? Because there are energies right now, some of these magician partnerships are healing from relationships where another person said, you're too much. I can't take this. You're too difficult, right? And this is often what we hear in trauma spaces, right? Like, often in those moments of trauma spaces, energy that's looking for relationships that don't just indulge the self will often articulate another person trying to have something that feels more stabilized as being too difficult, right? But this is why I hear a lot of those magician partnerships moving deeper into divine union, because they keep on saying to each other, easy has nothing to do with it. I promise I'll never go easy on you, which is to say, I like the fact that you're like, I like your rigor, right? I don't see it as difficult. I see it as strong, right? This is all that magician partnership saying, I like your strong tea. I like it. Like it's a lot of that type of energy. And that's why it feels like I told you, that's why the first energy, the first thing that they're releasing is the audacity, right? Because when you find someone that when you're healing from situations where someone's constantly saying to you, it's you, you're too rough, you're too difficult, like this isn't for me. And then you find the energy that says, I like your strong tea. The first thing you release is the audacity, because it's the energy that makes you feel like there was another person that was trying to weaken you in order to maintain in partnership with you. What's that about? It's and then this is the conversation in relationality to healthy vulnerability. Because again, what do we talk about? This is the work that we see that a lot of the energy deep within divine union is doing, right? What is the energy deep within divine union doing? The energy deep within divine union is working in the context of recognizing and identifying what vulnerability feels like. And that's the difficulty point. Welcome to Cancer season, because weakness, you can't help it. Weakness is just conditional. Like weakness is just the state by which one exists. Vulnerability is very difficult, right? Vulnerability is all of the work we do to become strong. And this is why vulnerability is a gift, because once it's easy to become, it's not easy to become strong, but the ability to let one's own guard down. This is why we talk about the fact that vulnerability is a precious thing. It's not something that we give to everyone. It's not something that others demand from us. It's something that we create together, and we do it carefully. We do it step by step, because even in that space, right? This is why we keep on hearing trauma often occurs with those who try to force our vulnerability, right? The same thing that will heal you will hurt you if it's energetically forced, right? Because that is the difference between the healing that allows for that beautiful harmony to the higher self versus that state of, it's like the healing, the vulnerability can either be panacea or poison depending on how one approaches it. So when you build into it, it becomes a gift. But when you force it, it becomes the source of trauma. And so this is why we see that this can often feel so difficult, because this is the energy that is learning how to be vulnerable in way again, right? All of that Pluto in retrograde energy, all of that ability of doing so, and having to confront all of those wounds in the process, but also recognizing and identifying the foundational difference of choice. This brings us to our Eight of Pentacles in its reversal, in combination with our Queen of Swords in its upright. We've got here, woohoo, our Seven of Swords in its upright. You guys know what I like to say about, about the Seven of Swords. We don't go back to the sword store for puppies or kittens. We only go back to the sword store for swords. But there is something to be articulated here, because, and this is what we mean, we can't, trauma takes things from us. Trauma takes things from us that we love. That the space of trauma is one that we look at and we say, I never recovered from that. And I hate to be the one to tell you this, like, trauma, like healing, going into a spiritual journey, going into a healthy relationship, that never goes away. There's no context by which we release trauma, right? There's nothing. Trauma is the pain that sticks. But this is why we talk about the fact that when we're working into a space of healing the self, we create an altar around the trauma. And that doesn't mean that we celebrate the trauma, but we appreciate how it changed us. We observe it, because when we avoid, when we try to shut out trauma, right? We often, like, it creates an egoic wound, right? We often build a big ego around the thing that we're trying to like force out, right? It's like the ego like just starts patting it, and that can be a lot of discordant. But when we do the work of like Pluto in retrograde, right? The ability to approach something in a way that we're able to observe it, the ability to kind of slowly recognize something that we're energetically healing from. It allows us to reclaim, as it was, reclaim the parts of ourselves that we feel that we lost in the modalities or the moments that the trauma occurred. So that's why I keep on hearing, for a lot of the energy right now, that ability of finding balance is the ability, and this is what we understand, right? The ability to experience something difficult and not let it turn you into the thing that caused the harm in the first place, right? The observation of the journey of being able to carry something, right? And when we carry something, I like to point this out. When we carry something, I often associate this card with Chiron, which is what we talk about with the way that we navigate our trauma, which says, I carry it. I can never let go of it. And I make it my duty that others don't have to experience it either, because this is what we talk about in the context of a healthy spiritual journey. It's not the energy goes, I had to go through that. Now you have to go through that. This is what you get. Right? It's not the energy that we bring our trauma and then we project it out onto everyone around us, right? I got all these swords. Here, you take one. No, we hold on to the swords. We go, I keep these. These are sharp. No, you can't touch them. Okay. And it's not to, and even in the space that we hold them sacredly, because it's the ability of saying that the pain experienced is the pain protected against, right? And when we care about one another, we work to protect one another from the wounds that we carry. And so this is what's really beautiful, because this is why I see that there's a lot of that energy in separation moving into temperance, because this is the energy that says, every time I confront something within me that's painful, I grasp the blade of the pain, and it hurts to do. But in the grasping of the blade, I prevent that from being something that another experiences when they find me. Right? That modality or those moments where we do that work can often feel difficult, right? But in that space, we also know that we're energetically safe, because that is the journey of the self that says, I work to know myself even when it's painful, because the more I know myself, the more that I am a panacea to those who are around me. I bring the healing with me rather than projecting that hurt that I'm feeling on everyone around me. Deep to come for the magician energy coming into divine union right now. I just keep on seeing that for a lot of the magician energy moving in that same way. This is why we see that there may be a lot of releasing of audacity right now, because often when we first move into healing, the first thing we feel is frustration, because when we start to have those clarifying conversations, the conversations that say, I wasn't perfect, this is what I'm working on, but this was not mine to carry, like that modality of being able to see something that wasn't yours in the first place, it can create a lot of anger and frustration within us. But this is why I see that this is the energy that's working to release that, right? Because again, when you feel like that, I keep on hearing the energy going, better, not bitter, right? Letting go of something, because better to see it, right? Because when you see it, you're able to energetically release it. This brings us to a lot of the energy deep within divine union right now. And for a lot of the energy deep within divine union, I'm just recognizing and identifying that these are a lot of the chariot partnerships that are doing some deep, deep work as it relates to invested healing, particularly of manifest, like particularly, I keep on hearing, particularly in relationality to experiences from the past. There's just, I keep on seeing there's a lot of that energy that is coming through that almost feels like the articulation of identifying and recognizing what, like, what, like, I keep on hearing like the ability to see something in such a way. And I keep on hearing, if this is energy that, and I almost feel like there's a little bit of deja vu that's happening in some of these relationships, because I just see that this is the energy that if there was moments where they were afraid to talk about something, or fearing that they weren't strong enough, this is understanding. I kept on saying, this is the energy that understands the gift of the vulnerability, that helps one recognize. I keep on hearing the difference between the trauma that occurs in the moment that another like pushes us, versus the ability to find, like, versus the ability to find that within ourselves, And that's why I keep on seeing that for a lot of that energy, that ability to communicate in a way that they haven't before, this is the energy that says it's easier because I keep on hearing, I feel emotional through it in a way that I communicate upon rather than overwhelmed by it. Bottom of the deck on this reading, there's that Page of Swords energy here. So a lot of the like a lot of this sword energy that we're effectively seeing right now, I feel like it is a conversation in relationality to what feels energetically productive. There's something I'm identifying here, and I want to describe this because you'll remember what I said. There is something to be conscientious about because, especially with a lot of the energy we have right now in Cancer and a lot of the energy in Aries, it can create a lot of space of potentially. I keep on seeing like working through energetic fickleness or working through the frustration of the self. So there's something important to be navigated there because I just keep on seeing that there's something about the ability of navigating through frustration. I'm going to keep on hearing navigating through frustration in productive ways, being energetically adaptable. Like this is the beauty that we often identify. Remember what we talked about in relationality to the journey that we are experiencing coming out of Gemini, between the difference between fickleness and pragmatism, right? What is fickleness? Fickleness is changing for the sake of change. Like I don't like this is not a manifestation goal, right? But the ability to be adaptable is like I keep on hearing like the resourcefulness that often comes to us when we're trying to do something in a way that feels energetically practical. So make sure that you're communicating. I keep on hearing make sure that you're communicating upon those modalities effectively because I keep on hearing like it's very easy when we feel triggered to want to match another person's energy. But I keep on hearing the message. Remember, whenever we match someone's energy, like when we match energy, all that means is another person has control over our standards. When we match energy, all it means is that we've given someone another control over our standards, right? Because when you match energy, then another person sees that and goes, "Oh, so I can just get you to do it." Like you see, it's like you can do anything, right? It's not about matching energetics. It's not about matching. It's about moving in accordance with what one knows, right? And so be focused on that right now. Even if you're feeling triggered, even if you're feeling frustrated. And I'm not, and listen, you can tell me right now, if they deserve it, I know they deserve it. Often energy, like listen, energy that's trying to trigger you often knows they deserve it. That's why they're trying to trigger you. You can observe it, but you don't have to don't like I keep on hearing, don't give someone trying to trigger you energetic attention. Like pay attention, like imagine like your gaze is blessed. If your gaze is blessed, focus it on the spaces that hold it sacredly is all I keep on hearing. That is our daily collective read for today. I want to thank you so much for being here and receiving it. Just a reminder, if you would like to book a private reading with me, you can book one on my site. Please keep in mind, if you book a private reading with me, it is a two-step process. You have to book the reading, you have to pay for the reading. Please make sure you do both if you'd like to have that reading. Most importantly, please remember that I will never, ever, 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 ever reach out to you for a private reading. I will never DM you. I will never, 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 I will never DM you. I will never PM you. I will never slide into your inbox and tell you that I have a very important message that only I can deliver. The only way you can book a private reading with me is if you book one on my site. So I would encourage you to do it there. Also, a couple of updates before we move into personal readings today. First and foremost, thank you to everyone who attended our recent class on the Temperance card. Our next class will be held on Wednesday, July 16th at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern, we will be continuing our studies into the tarot with a focus on the Devil card. If you would like to become a part of that tarot class program, all you need to do is mosey on over to my Substack and become a paid subscriber. Your paid subscription to my Substack is your ticket of entry into our live classes each and every month. You will also, as a monthly subscriber, have access to over 9 hours worth of material in the Tarot Church Library class archive. Now, it's not necessary to catch up. I'll be doing my best to give you a recap on everything we studied thus far prior to the class beginning. But if you wanted to catch up, now is a great time to join. Also, you will have access to a one-on-one chat with me and the other students to ask any questions you may have in relation to anything we've studied or have learned thus far. And if you become a founding member to my Substack, not only will you receive a discount on the full year's worth of classes, you will also receive a complimentary one-on-one mentorship class with me, wherein I will meet with you personally to assess where you are on your own personal tarot journey and give you the best insights in terms of how to utilize those classes to the best of your impact towards your personal tarot goals moving forward. One of the things I tried to do in these classes was make them accessible to the absolute novice tarot reader as well as the seasoned reader. There's definitely something there for everyone. Don't let your lack of experience or don't let your lack of experience or your robust experience prevent you from joining our classes. And even if you don't become a paid subscriber to my Substack, I would encourage you to follow me there even regardless, because that's where I post my daily collective read podcast with the photo of each day's spread. You will also find there my mystic meditation articles, which are a recap on what we've been seeing energetically in article form. I also want to let you guys know that on top of my standard life path readings, I also offer mentorship classes. These are for any of my students that are seeking a more personalized educational experience with me. I take a very limited number of students for this reason, as those classes are focused on each individual's personal spiritual goals and journey work. Those classes can be purchased on an individual level or as a monthly class series, weekly or bi-weekly, depending on your schedule. I also want to let you guys know that I also offer for my clients seeking more consistent weekly tarot support, weekly tarot insight packages. Those are, you can purchase those again, weekly or bi-weekly as your schedule prefers. That's 4 30-minute readings. And at a discounted rate. I'm also very happy to offer now dream interpretation readings. You can purchase these per dream or as a series. If you purchase the series, I would encourage you to keep a dream journal, as we will meet weekly or bi-weekly with that journal and utilize the tarot to understand the key themes and messages coming towards you in the dream space. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages. And we will do this again tomorrow. That is our daily collective read. We are going to get started on personal readings. Congratulations, Leslie. You got our highest gifter. I know that you are all already on the list for today, so we can either hold one of those readings, or I can do additional cards in the reading I'm going to do for you today, or you can have 2 readings today. You just let me know what you prefer. If anyone else would care to get on the list for today, the list is open. It is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. We are also at 42.2K likes, my friends. Thank you so much for tapping the screen. When we get to 50K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. And if anyone would care to get on the list for today, it's a great opportunity to get on the list. You will be the second person read for today. All right. Excellent, Leslie. I'm absolutely delighted to give you extra cards. As I mentioned, I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. Just a reminder, if you get on the list and you have information that you feel is relevant to our reading, if you have for instance, if you have a dream that you would like interpreted, or if you have a past life you would like more information on, you can include that information in the notes when you send the donation, or you can post it in our subscriber-only Discord channel in the appropriate channels. Hi there, KZ. Welcome. In it currently. Nope, not right now. I like that, Evox. Nope. Thank you so much for the help today, Witches Brew. Guys, make sure that you give Witches Brew a follow. Very talented reader as well. Good to see you today. Yes, Hannah, year of honoring the sacred. And Darsky, thank you for the follow as well. I needed to hear this today. You're so welcome, Oracle Ember. And thank you as well, Cappy. Set the bar high. Yes. Oracle Ember, 10 weeks separated, and this is really helping me. Thank you. You're so welcome, dear. Thank you for receiving these messages. I love the 2, kind of love all the 2s. There's a lot of, I'm just looking over the spread right now. There's a lot of major arcana in this spread today, which again, given the energy right now, I'm not surprised to see. There's a lot of energy shifting right now. Thank you for encouraging others to tap to claim. And Strawberry, thank you for the follow. It's glaring. King of Pentacles is my future man. I like that, Katie. Tap to claim. And thank you for those gifts. Thank you for that hashtag. Absolutely, Ryan. Could you talk about why they're all reversed? They're not all reversed, Kate. They're not all reversed. And honestly, the ones that are reversed, I'm not that frustrated about. We've got a Tower in its reversal. We've got a Sun card in its reversal. We've got an 8 of Pentacles in its reversal. So I feel like a lot of this that I'm just seeing here, it's working through, I keep on hearing, it's working through frustration in practical ways, right? I just keep on seeing it's a lot of that space that feels, I keep on feeling like it's working into the context of being like energetically supported. And I keep on seeing that there's something about that work that it feels healing. It feels clarifying, but it's also like working. I feel like the thing we have to be conscientious about with this 7 of Swords is identifying and recognizing and having conversations in a way that feel like they're energetically productive. Thank you as well, Ulf. Grand Rising, Al, how are you doing today? Good to see you, Love and Light. And we're not afraid of reversals here. You have to bear in mind, I talk a lot about this in my tarot classes. Reversals don't necessarily mean the opposite of the card itself. There's an attenuation point that the reversal can indicate. Oh, thank you for the compliment, Jessica. Thank you for confirmation, Sunshine. And Turtle, thank you for the follow. If the healing never stops, when does alignment come? Are you talking about alignment within? I mean, we work towards alignment. But the thing is, alignment in itself is linear. It's something that we continually need to calibrate for. Little Vamp, my ex said he had finished his healing journey. That's amazing. Good for them. Good for him. He should write a book. Yes. I'm done. I'm all healed now. They are castles, Rose. Thank you. Diane, thank you for the follow. And thank you for encouraging others to tap to claim. And Clever, thank you for the follow as well. Facts, our vulnerability is a superpower. Tap to claim, MX. And thank you for those gifts, dear. And thank you, Expensive, for joining us today. A lot, yeah, 8s again. Absolutely. But I like this because, you know, we've got 3s, we've got 2s, we've got 8s and 7s. It's good energy, you know? And thank you for those roses, Witches. And thank you so much, Natalia, for the follow. Mommy, thank you for the follow. Punk, thank you for the follow. Kelly, thank you for the follow. I don't understand everything you said, but I like listening. Okay, thank you all. I appreciate your honesty. And if you want to catch anything, again, you can find it over on the place where we keep the videos and the place where we keep the photos and over on my spot at Tarot Church and over on my Substack. I like that honesty. It's refreshing. Sam, thank you for sharing the live. And Messy, thank you for the follow. All right. Thank you. You're so welcome, Quit. And thank you for the follow. B Phoenix, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. And Channeling, thank you for recharging your heart needs today. Channeling, so good to see you, dear. I just got here. My morning immediately became brighter and happier. I'm so happy to hear that. And Smart Project, thank you for the follow as well. Kimberly, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. Look, don't touch. I like that. Don't touch that. It's not yours. Haley, thank you for sharing the live. Always appreciate when you guys share the live, and thank you for the follow. As well, Erica. Kimberly, yes, these lives do go on the place where we keep the videos. Yes, they go on the place where we keep the videos. They're also on the place where we keep the photos. They're also available as a podcast over on my spot at Tarot Church and over on my Substack. Yep, thank you for the help, Evox. You're welcome, dear. Beautiful read as always. You're welcome, Evox. Thank you for being here and receiving it. Otisa, yep. Working through the corners of fear. I like that, Grace. Good to see you today. And thank you as well. Guys, we're already at 47K. Keep tapping that screen. We'll get to 50K in no time. What about matching energy of those that are detaching from you? Well, why would you want to match energy from someone detaching from you? I'm not clear. I don't understand why one would choose to do that. Why would you want to match energy from someone detaching from you? Can't spell. Thank you for the follow. Did you? Oh, you. I did say the gays are blessed, channeling. Do you see how you started making me laugh? You and Rainbow, man. I don't get a break with you two. I can't use the word gays. I'm here for it. I'm okay. It's okay. My fiance joined in for today's collective read and loved it so much. Oh, Dandy, I'm so happy to hear that. Wish them well for me. Ella, can you please clarify the difference between not matching energy and prioritizing those that prioritize you? Certainly. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I need to point this out. Like prioritize, and it has a lot. I want to point this out. It's a conversation of what feels like it's fortifying versus what feels like it's not, right? Like when energy, and I need to point this out. Energy that prioritizes us should also hold us sacredly. Okay? Like I'm not going to say, listen, when someone is working on projecting, they'll try to project they'll try to project something unhealthy on you. But this is why we work on not just prioritizing, but we prioritize energy that holds us energetically sacredly, right? Because we talk a lot about the space of understanding that feeling seen, right? Feeling appreciated, right? It's not one, like we don't push, like I keep on hearing, like it's working through, I keep on hearing healthy mirrors, not projection, right? The space that feels like it helps to work us towards what we're trying to do. And even in the space that we're not always in a place of agreeing perfectly, right? We talked a lot about this today. We don't have to be in perfect harmony if we identify that we're moving in the same direction, right? Like it's like, like that in itself. But that's why it's like it's not so much, it's about the combination force of energy that prioritizes, but also does not project, right? So that's a lot of that. And I feel like we're going to be talking a lot about this right now as we move into Cancer season. My comment is separated into two. No, I got you, Ella. I hope that clarifies, and I'm happy to talk more upon it. Leon, thank you for the follow. Tay, your subscription's ending soon. If you'd like to renew, I want to do this. Jeff, if you'd like to get on the list, all you need to do is send the donation, and you'll be added to the list. Happy to give you additional cards today, Leslie. And all you need to do to donate, Jeff, is head over to my tree that has Binks in it, and you can send the donation there. You will be the second person read for today. It's a great time to get on the list if you would like to get on the list. For anyone else who'd like to join, you can also get on the list today with the gift of a baby dragon if you would prefer to give a gift in exchange for a reading. Yeah, I got some new cards. But this is what I do when I've got new cards and I'm breaking in. I just start shuffling them occasionally, getting a feel for them. Can we do, yeah, we can absolutely do that, Leslie. Okay, my privilege. Thank you. Always an honor to have you here, dear. Heather, thank you for the follow. And thank you as well, Tara, for the follow. Thank you, Sherry, for the follow. And we got to 50K. Thank you guys for helping us reach that milestone. I know they are. It's the Tarot of the Divine. I've wanted it for a hot second. So thank you for the follow, Purple. All right, friends, we got a couple of things we're going to do right now. First thing we're going to do is we're going to do an intuition check, and then we're going to move into the 50K giveaway. And if anyone wants to get on the list right now, it's a great time to get on the list. You will be the second person read for. All right, so let's get started with that intuition check. All right, I am going to pull a card. I've got the card here. I'm going to count back from 10. Go ahead and put your impressions in. We'll see who gets closest. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Frog. We'll try it again after the next reading. All right, let's do that 50K giveaway. So I am going to think of a number right now. I get it. All right, I'm going to think of a number right now between, I'm thinking of a number right now between 1 and, I'm thinking of a number right now between 1 and 56. First person I see that posts a number will get the reading. First person I see, not the first person that posts it. Sometimes I see things in order different than you guys post them. No, 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 boy, no, 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 no. You picked a good one. No, no. Come on, guys, you can do it. No, 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 no. Wait, V. Bing, bing, bing. I saw it. Wait, V, congratulations. You got our 50K. Thank you guys so much for participating. We'll do that again when we get to 100K. Make sure you're tapping that screen. Congratulations, V. And if anyone else wants to get on the list right now, you will be the third person read for. Whoo! That one took a minute. Also, if you're joining us across the other apps and would like to get on the list as well, you can do so via my tree that has Binks in it in my bio. All right, let's get to it. Leslie, you are the first person we are reading for today. Can you let me know if you'd like a general reading or if you have a specific question? Right, that took a minute. It was 4. It was 4, and you guys were I saw so many people get so close. Well done, V. All right. Leslie, can you let me know if you'd like a general or if you have a specific question you'd like to answer? And again, congratulations to V. And if anyone else wants to get on the list right now, it's a great time to get on the list. You'll be the third person read for. The list is nice and short right now if you'd like to claim one of those spots. 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers. Being in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. We do life path here, highest priority messages from spirit, dream interpretation, mediumship, love readings, pet readings, animal spirit guide readings. You can find all of them over on the place where we keep the, you can find the full list over my tree that has Binks in it in my bio. All right. Let's go ahead. We're going to get started. Leslie, I'm still waiting for you to appear. Leslie, can you let me know if you'd like a general or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer? And second call right now for Leslie. Did you see it, say it, Tay? Because I was looking. I didn't see it. I'm going back. Interesting. That's odd. I didn't see it appear for me. Odd. Mm-mm. I see the 55 you posted and the 51. Okay. All right, we're gonna do, so it sounds to me like we're doing extra cards for your reading because you also got the highest gifter. Aiden or Aiden, you can either send via the donations, so it's 3 cards for 29 for non-subscribers. You can find the link in my bio. So you can head over to my tree that has links in it in my bio. Or you can send the gift of a baby dragon. We'll get you on the list. All right, so it sounds to me, Leslie, like we're doing cards around their intentions, and then you also wanted some cards around finances, correct? Okay, so I'm going to be doing 5. I'm also going to be doing 4. It's a great time to get on the list right now for anyone who wants to get on the list. You'll be the 3rd person read for. All right. Can I get 5 cards, please, for Leslie on their intentions? Thank you. Can I also get 4 cards related to finances? Thank you. A lot of cards here. Big reading, big reading. You know, the thing that's odd between you and another person is I feel like the timing's off. I would be very conscientious. Listen to me. I would be very conscientious with a reading like this, that if you're having conversations about manifestation goals, right? If you're having conversations and saying like, I want this, I want that, make sure you're using the word when. Make sure you're using the word when. Because like I see someone that like I almost see a situation of someone who's like very like they're very, very focused right now on I feel like this is somebody who's like very focused on career is what I keep on hearing. Like I feel like I see someone in some kind of distraction free zone, but that's why I keep on getting the message. A healthy relationship does not damage our ambition, you know? Like I keep on hearing someone um like I feel like I see somebody that's trying to articulate upon the need to prioritize the self. But that's the thing that feels like it's frustrating to me because you would be a tremendous benefit and help to this person. But you'd be a tremendous benefit and help to this person, um, so long as they were in some kind of space like related to collaborating. But like I keep on hearing your standards are not too much. So I would definitely make sure that you're getting a sense of schedule from someone. I keep on hearing consistency. Consistency is not earned. It's just something that should be there, is what I keep on seeing. Because, um, the thing about it, and this is the thing, like, this is the thing that's wild to me, you know? Like, it feels like someone trying to rush a process. It feels like someone that's trying to rush a process. Um, why are they trying to rush a process? Slow and steady. Slow and steady. If it's meant to last, I keep on hearing if it's meant to last, there shouldn't be a rush on things, is what I keep on hearing. If it's meant to last, there shouldn't be a rush on things. So, like if this is a type of energy that says like, um, Like, are you available now? I can meet with you now, but not later. Like, this is the thing I'm identifying as it relates to somebody like being somehow like overbooked, like way too hard to schedule with, you know, I keep on hearing a relationship is not about being like immediately available when another person like in relationality to fitting another person's schedule. It's not, I keep on hearing it's not about, a relationship isn't found in the crevices of another person's schedule. It's not you carve out, I keep on hearing you carve out time for a relationship, not the opposite. So I would be very conscientious with someone in this type of I would be very conscientious with someone in this type of vibration, because I almost see someone that's taking some kind of like I'm busy approach to relationship, but almost like it's giving me like that type of energy that like says that they're busy, but then tries to reach out to see if there's still some kind of connection with you, right? Like I keep on hearing there's no wait for me in a healthy partnership. There's no wait for me. There's none of this like just keep on waiting. One day I'll be ready. Like don't like make sure that this isn't someone who's asking you to like, and I keep on hearing the difference between a pipe dream and a plan is a date. The difference between a pipe dream and a plan is a date. So make sure that someone isn't like romanticizing some kind of like false future with you, like in relationality to like what they see or what they wish they could have, without doing the work in the present to make that energetically possible. Because that's the thing about it. Like I see some kind of situation where someone sees you like as their fantasy. They see you as their energetic ideal. But the problem with the energy I see here is like if we see our ideal but we don't feel ready to settle down, we might often like create that space where we try to like articulate the space of asking another person to be patient. But like I keep on hearing like you're not a retirement home for energy. Like you're not a retirement home for energy that settles down. Like often energy like this that always says I'm not ready, wait for me. Like it's like they're like it never, the day never comes, because there's always, it's not about finding time, it's about carving out time to build into healthy relationship. Now, so like, and I keep on hearing make sure this energy is not just like building into like a lot of like a like building like getting you kind of revved up, but then not showing up. Like don't let someone rev you up and then not show up is all I keep on hearing. Now in relationality to finances, yeah, I think there's something important I'm seeing in relationality to finances. I don't know if you're thinking about changing locations, you know? Remember when I said, like, go ahead and make those plans, is what I'm seeing. I keep on hearing the same thing. The difference between a pipe dream and a plan is a date, right? And if you're waiting, I keep on hearing, if you're waiting, oh, you're moving next week. Thank you for confirming. I feel like there's something important here, because I do feel like this move, it feels like a clean slate. It feels like a fresh start. And I feel like it's also giving you, I feel like it's also helping you giving you some kind of ability to heal from someone. You know what I mean? Like I keep on hearing there's something about this move that feels like a reality check in the difference between, I feel like again, I see somebody who's always talking about what they wish they could do, and I see you actively doing it. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing about it. Like I feel like you're in a space where you understand like a manifestation is one that you arrive to. And so I see some kind of situation of a move where that really allows you to thrive. Like there's something about the location itself that kind of makes something easier or makes you feel more comfortable. I also see you doing something that you genuinely love there. Like I feel like I keep on hearing like it's just there's something about the work you do that feels like it's following your passion. Um, there's an important message, and I know you said to keep this a financial reading, but I want you to understand this. Um, you know, I feel like there's someone around you trying to tell you that you're making some kind of mistake. And I want you to just disregard that, is what I keep on seeing. Whatever that is. Because it almost says to me like somebody trying to tell you that you're making a mistake. It feels almost like the vibration of someone trying to block your blessing. Because it's like the difference of someone saying, I'm going to miss you, like versus you shouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like it almost feels like someone, I told you, it feels like someone keeps revving your engine, but not delivering. So that's what I mean. Like make sure that there's not someone that keeps revving your engine or tries to tell you, oh, I'm really sad to hear that because I was going to. Like, be wary I keep on hearing, be wary of imaginary ice cream is what I keep on hearing. Like, be wary of imaginary ice cream, which is somebody who invents invents a manifestation just to create trauma in you around it. Be like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I was going to do this, but since you're doing that, I'm not going to do that anymore. Like someone who tries to say, oh, if you hadn't done that, I was like, this is what I was going to do, but now I'm not. It's very convenient, isn't it? Because I like to point that out. That's the gift that you never have to make, that you just create and crush in the same breath, right? So be paid, like your guide saying, pay attention. That was never going to happen. And often when that happens, when we really care about someone, we don't say stuff like that. We say that to create trauma, right? So just be very mindful of that because they're saying that's not true. Like that was never going to come into fruition. But it's awful convenient that suddenly the manifestation appears after you've made a healthy decision for yourself. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, Leslie. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. It is 3 cards for a donation of, and did I give you bottom of the deck? Yeah, I'm just gonna, I feel like this feels important too. Like I said, like I feel like somebody has this like aspiration of keeping you like I keep on hearing you are not the retirement home for energy once they're done journeying. Like this feels like someone being like, "Oh, I want when I'm done settling down, it was going to be you." Being like, it's not about settling down; it's about doing things together, right? I mean, like energy, like somebody being like, "Oh, lucky you! You get to have them when they're skin and bones." Like, what are you talking about? It doesn't work like that. Like that's the thing about it. It's not like I feel like make sure someone's not like trying to like romanticize some kind of like beautiful moment where they're like, I always felt like my journey would be me coming home to you. Be like, that is a boring journey for someone sitting there waiting for someone to get their act together. You know what I mean? Like it's not romantic, it's tragic. Thank you so much, Leslie, for having that reading with me. And if this message connects to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. The next person on the list for today is V. V, if you're here, can you respond in all caps? Let me know if you'd like a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer. And I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as it was reading. Also, friends, we're at 57.7K likes. When we get to 100K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. Beautiful time to get on the list right now. If you'd like to get on the list, you will be the next person read for. Also, if you have information that is relevant for the purposes of our reading, you can include it in the notes when you send the donation, or you can post it in our subscriber-only Discord channel in the appropriate channels. Ayadin, if you want to send a baby dragon, that will also get you on the list today. And thank you as well. Okay. Hi there, Andrel. I need to know where I can also purchase a necklace like that. Which one? Which one? I'm not sure which one you're asking about. Hi there, Tracy. Good to see you today. Andrel, thank you for those roses. El Bistro, if you want to get on the list, all you need to do is send a donation and I'll be happy to read for you, dear. These are donation-based readings. You're so welcome, Leslie. You're moving to Texas. Thank you for confirmation. I see you thriving there. It feels like a positive change. Next week. Oh, I hope you cool down, El Bistro. Yes, true. Yes, there's a guy that keeps doing this. Thank you for confirming. Yeah, none of that, none of this like, oh, it's a pity because no, they weren't. It's like, Nikki, thank you for getting on the list, dear. You will be read for after V. If anyone else wants to get on the list right now, you'll be the third person read for. So if you say the donation of 29 gives you 3 cards, El Bistro. True story. Thank you, Leslie. Not the retirement home for energy. Yes. Delusional in the wrong way. I like that, Breezy. Hi there, V. You can absolutely hold for another day if you'd like, dear. Absolutely. And you just moved. Welcome, brother. And thank you for the follow. Oh, I hope you're enjoying that. All right. So we're going to be doing a reading for Nikki. Let me know what kind of reading we're doing, Nikki. If anyone else wants to get on the list right now, you will be the second person read for. No, not 29 roses, dear. A donation of 29, like money. You can find the link to send the donation via my tree that has binks in it in my bio. If you want to have a gift for a reading, the gift of a baby dragon will get you on the list. All right. So before we get started, Nikki, you just let me know what you'd like. And in the meantime, we're going to do we're going to do a quick intuition check. All right, I'm going to be drawing a card here. All right, we've got an animal spirit guide card. Go ahead and put your impressions in the comments. We'll see who gets closer to it. It's okay, no worries. I'm going to count back from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was the Wren. Thank you guys so much for participating. We will do that again after the next reading. And if you want to get on the list right now, it's a great time to get on the list. You'll be the second person read for. All right, Nikki, what kind of reading are we doing today? Just let me know. And also, we are at 58.3K likes, friends. When we get to 100K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective in the form of a random drawing. So make sure you're tapping that screen. We'll get to 50K in no time. Also, when you tap the screen, it encourages this live to be pushed out to those who have not received these messages before. Did you say, I'm not sure which one you're asking about, Andrel. Might be a couple of messages. That's okay. Are you going to post them here or are you going to post them in the Discord? Yes, posting here. Okay, perfect. All right. I am hanging tight. And just a reminder, if you're joining us, if you'd like to get on the list right now, it's a great time to get on the list. You'll be the second person read for. Oh, I've got 2 of them. So this one I got in a shop in Philadelphia. And this one is discontinued, so you can't get it anymore. So I believe the shop I got this in Philadelphia was Eyes Gallery, if I'm remembering correctly. And thank you for those gifts, dear. Okay. Oh. Oh, I'm very sad to hear that. All right. All right. All right. Can I get 4 cards for Nikki, please? Andrew, thank you for getting on the list, dear. All right. And if anyone else wants to get on the list right now, make sure that, hold on a minute. One thing I want to talk about here is, hold on, I got distracted for a second. I feel like they're trying to say that there was a miscommunication. But I also feel like you can kind of tell, like, I feel like there's something important um, in relationality to, like, it's like I see you kind of looking at something and being like, it doesn't feel like a like communication. It feels very intentional. Is why, like, is what I'm kind of seeing. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's something about that is the energetic point of frustration. You know, I think there's something to be said about the fact that there seems like there's an easy, like, it feels like there's like, I don't know why I keep on hearing there seems like there's an obvious solution to the problem, is what I keep on hearing. You know? Like, that's the thing that seems kind of strange about it. Um, you know, how do I explain what I'm gonna kind of, I keep on seeing a situation or circumstance that, um, I want you to think about a healthy, like, I keep on hearing giving someone the benefit of the doubt until there is no doubt, is what I keep on seeing. And I feel like um, there's some kind of important message in relationality to that, because, um, I keep on seeing, like, there's a message that's coming through to me, um, over and over again, which is saying this is a situation or circumstance, wherein you should try to work to be as inevitable as the sea. And why do I keep on hearing that there's something that you need to do to be as inevitable as the sea? Because what it's really articulating is the fact that, like, I keep on hearing, no matter what happens, instead of getting upset, instead of getting reactive, which again, it almost feels like some situations warrant, like, I keep on hearing going, you know, like, okay, right? Like, that's okay. We're gonna do it anyway. That's okay. We're gonna do it. Like, and it's almost like I keep on feeling like you have to kind of take some kind of, like, wave mentality to things, which is to say, like, it's like allowing any grievance to fall off the back and basically be like, you can't, like, it's almost like it's giving me a little bit of this energy that says we're not going anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, we're not going anywhere. This isn't going anywhere, right? Like, it's just, it's like, get used to it. It's like, it's a lot of that, type of energy. And I know how frustrating it is because I keep on seeing that it's like it's going to kind of have to require you, but you both to like force a smile through some stuff, you know? Like it's I keep on seeing it's like you're going to have to force a smile, which is the space of like I keep on hearing like over the head and out the window, you know? Um and I feel like a lot of it has to do like like with that space of like I keep on hearing like I feel like your job to a certain extent is kind of having to say to another person, we are going to smooth this out. We are always going to be the force that smooths this out to help you recognize, like not to feed into like not to feed into their worst fears that in some way, shape, or form they're like energetically losing you, right? Which is like the space of saying to another person, like, you know, what can we what can we do to fix this? You know, how can we accommodate this? Um, like I don't know why I keep on hearing you say in some way, it's okay, we got our own tickets. I don't know why I keep on hearing that. I keep on hearing some situation being like, it's okay, we got our own tickets. Which is again like the space of being like, we fixed the problem. You know what I mean? Like, oh look, we fixed the problem. Oh, it's fine, we fixed it. You're welcome, we fixed it, right? Which is it's the ability of again, like it's like the like just like step like just like I keep on hearing like the hurdle that you just step over and be like, it's okay, there's another like look, there's like we just go this way. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of but like it's a lot of that, which is to say like, no, we're game, we're good, willing, and game. Yeah, like we're like we'll be like we're not feeling uncomfortable. But you know, are you like it's giving me a little bit of that energy because like that is what I keep on hearing is like is is the energy of saying like we are not the force. I keep on hearing we are not the force of frustration. Right? Like we are not the force of frustration. We're doing everything we can is what I keep on hearing. Right? It's like I keep on hearing and I feel like you doing everything I keep on hearing you doing everything you can is the song of the door always being open is what I keep on hearing, right? Like you doing everything you can to smooth over inconveniences is the song of the door always being open to the possibility that there's another choice that a person can make is what I keep on hearing. Like you being able to work into the space of always trying to smooth something over is the song of saying the door is open, you can do this too, right? We can all try to work together. We are all working together on this. Um, because I just keep on seeing like a lot of like you don't I keep on hearing you don't want to amplify like you don't want to amplify another's grievance by giving them a you see like I keep on hearing don't amplify another's grievance by giving them a C, right? Which is the energy that can read into things like that read into things in a way that they're putting like that they're like articulating like something else that is occurring is what I keep on hearing. Yeah, especially with the King of Cups in its reversal, right? It's like I keep on hearing it's requiring you to have to I keep wondering, it's going to require you to have to encounter a ghast with a brave face, right? Because I keep on hearing everything every time you are able to navigate a ghast with a brave face, what you're effectively amplifying to another person is saying like, see how kind, see how kind this person is. See how kind we are, right? So I keep on hearing reach even in the space of something that that feels like offensive. reach for the kind answer, right? Which is the energy that always says it doesn't have to be this way. And you're not creating the force that is amplifying the way it shouldn't be, but trying to move in accordance with what can be. And almost like I keep on seeing, let your actions be the example in terms of saying, look, this is what you should have done. We will now do this, because in the doing of it, we show you that there's always a reasonable solution to solving, I keep wondering, there's always an energetic solution to solving an inconvenience, right? And I keep on hearing, in that way, you have to navigate it as, I keep on hearing, how unfortunate, right? And when you say how unfortunate, think of being the force of fortune brought into a situation, being like, oh, well, we can work to change that. Right? Like, so I feel like there's a little bit of that energy that I feel is going to help a situation, because what you don't want to do is make the circumstance even worse by reading more into it, is what I keep on hearing. Assume it is unfortunate and bring fortune into the situation, right? So how can you bless the situation? Thank you so much for having that reading with me, Nikki. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. It is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers. Binks in my Lio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. Next person on the list for today is Andrew. Andrew, if you're here, can you respond in all caps? Let me know if you'd like a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer. Also, friends, we are at 60K likes. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. And if you'd like to get on the list right now, it's a great time to get on the list. It is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers. One moment, Binks in my Lio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for on these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. 1 minute. Please also, if you have information that is relevant for the purposes of our reading, if you have, for instance, a dream that you would like interpreted, or if you would like or if you have a past life you would like more information on, you can post it in the notes when you send the donation, or you can post it in our subscriber-only Discord channel in the appropriate channels. Oh, Cutius, Patutius, thank you for the follow. Adorable name. Okay, 1 moment, please. Yes. I need to distance myself. Don't know if it's the right decision. Wowza, my third eye's burning. Well, he wasn't supposed to still be here, but if he's here, why can't he join? Exactly. Take your time. Does he need to propose to me? Maybe they get the picture then. And North Node, thank you for the follow. I literally told my mom that yesterday. He's not going anywhere, so get used to it. I mean, I feel like that was a good thing to articulate. I saw that too. Oh God, should we go still? I don't want to be around there because I keep on, she said my dad would disappear. Oh, that's a terrible thing to say. That's a terrible thing to say to someone. I'm sending you so much support, Nikki. Nobody should say that. Nobody should call upon the dead like that. That's not okay. That's not okay. Life has infinite amounts of choices and discernment. Tap to claim North. I'm only be here because of the tattoos. That's okay, Joey. I appreciate the compliment. Your intuition is great. I support. Oh, thank you, North Node. Thank you for being here and receiving these messages. And Tanya, thank you for the follow. Love that advice at the closure of the reading. You're so welcome, Nikki. And I'm sending you so much support, especially after that statement. That is never an okay thing to say. That is never an okay thing to say. All right. And heads up, some chick, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. I've got you. All right, we'll be doing a general. I got you, dear. And I agree. Hi, is it possible? I have had that, Mom. Yes. I mean, I've done readings. I'll specifically say that I've done some readings when energy, like, and I'll have, depending like on the clair, I've had readings where smells come through. So I'm going to say that that's something that can certainly happen. Not always. I've had a reading with one client where I started smelling it heavily before the reading, and then I told them, and it was one of their, it was the energy of their grandfather trying to come into the reading. So we left some space for them before the end of the by the end of the reading, so that they could have their messages coming through. So, and I feel like that's the thing often with the energy and spirit. If they know, like with energy, with, especially with the, that's usually a sign that it's somebody in spirit, because if a spirit knows that you associate a particular odor to them, they know that that's often a way that they can build into that connection point. It's okay. Thank you for the follow, dear. All right. Yeah, and you can smell fragrances sometimes too. Absolutely. There's a whole clair that's about that. There's some who have a clair that's very, very focused on receiving messages via smell. It's a very interesting gift. All right, so we're going to be doing a reading right now for El Bistro. If you'd like to get on the list, though, you'll be the third person read for. Before we continue right now, though, we're going to do another intuition check. All right, I've got our card out here. I'm going to count back from 10. Go ahead and put your impressions in the comments. We'll see who gets closest to it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The sow. Thank you, guys. Oh, a wild beast. Actually, Kathy got close. A wild beast. Like that. I mean, it's an animal oracle deck. Aren't they all wild beasts? Oh, I know you put sow down a lot. Okay, can I have a wild beast? Can I please get 3 cards for El Bistro? Highest priority messages from Spirit. What's going on here? What's going on? What's going on with this? What's happening? I feel like you got like, I feel like, the message I have for you is recognize others' intentions in the space of getting advice. Not everybody's advice is best for you. Not everyone's advice is good advice. When we get good advice, all right, when we get advice, we have to think about others' intentions. Okay? Because, and I need to point this out. Like, I feel like, and I keep on hearing, if there's a bunch of energy, if there's a bunch of people around you that like having you around, please don't get advice from them in relationality to love. If you got a bunch of energy that if you are the life of the party, do not get advice from the party in relationality to your love life. If you are the life of the party, do not get advice from the party as it relates to partnership. Do not get advice from people who like having you around all the time. Because I'm going to tell you that the advice that you're getting from them is not going to be the advice that's best for you, especially if they like to have you around all the time. If you are the life of the party, do not get advice from the party, because the party is going to look into anyone around you, and they're going to be like, boo. They're going to pour that poison in your ear. They're going to be like, boo. No, you know what I heard? Blah, blah, blah. They're gonna. Don't let them turn your blessings to ashes. Don't let them turn the things you care about into trash. Because I'll tell you right now, if you got a bunch of energy that like likes to have you around, they like to have you in your circles, they're never going to want to see you in partnership. They're never going to want to see you in, nobody's going to be good. They're going to say, oh, they're not good enough for you. You're settling for them. Ugh. Be the best person you ever, your dream could walk into the room and they'll be like, I don't know. Why? Because they don't care. They don't want to see you in partnership. They don't want to see you in partnership, right? They're not thinking it. They got to think about why they would be saying something. And when someone talks, and I keep on hearing the beautiful love of minding your business. When we care about someone, we support their energetic decisions. But I keep on hearing there's something about the message here that says you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful about who you seek advice from. You have to be very careful about who you seek advice from, especially if they like having you around. And especially if you are a blast, especially if you are the life of the party, especially if you are like, if you're the person with like the lampshade on your head. Okay. Okay. Because they're like, like you have to think about the motivations that someone has in relationality to recognizing and identifying whether they have your best interest at heart or whether they're thinking about theirs. And unfortunately, I know it's sad. The energy, like the energy that cares about us, when they see us moving into partnership, they will say, sad for me, happy for you, right? They will genuinely say, sad for me, happy for you, because this is often how we feel when we care about someone and we like having them around, right? But we also recognize the fact that they'll, like they're moving into like another phase, right? We like, that's how it feels. We say, like, again, this is why we say sad for me, happy for you, because it's the energy that says, I appreciate the fact that I know that this is best for you. And I build upon the context of identifying the prioritization of your happiness, and that's the energy that says, if you're happy, I'm happy, right? Often that is the energy that we can keep closest to us, because when energy prioritizes our happiness, they give us advice that is best for us. So be very conscientious about the advice that you're receiving and paying attention to whether that is energy that vibrates in a space that they prioritize your happiness. Because if they don't prioritize their happiness, if they prioritize the fact that they love having you around, if they prioritize the fact that they say that they would, like, it wouldn't be the same without you here, then obviously if you try to bring someone around, they're going to be like, oh no, nah, right? Pay attention when someone starts trying to trash something that you hold as treasure. Pay attention is what I keep on seeing, because all I keep on seeing about this is giving me a lot of this energy that says, and I can see it, it's not the fact you've got a lot of energy that cares about you, right? You got a bunch of energy that cares about you in some way, but you have to regulate the advice you're receiving. You have to focus on navigating the difference between the energy that gives you advice because they truly care about you and they prioritize your happiness as they would their own, as opposed to energy that is giving you advice that feels like it's the advice that is more conditional upon keeping you in a space where they have access to you. Bottom of the deck energy on this reading. Yeah. Don't I just keep on hearing and you got to like focus again. Before you take advice from someone, look at the world they're existing in. Right? Look at what their priorities are. Because I just keep on seeing, right? That ability of holding on to something, right? Like that ability of prioritizing. Like I keep on hearing, don't let someone take your treasure and call it trash. Don't let someone take your treasure and call it trash. Don't let someone say, like, don't let you say like, oh, yeah, it's really great. Things are going in a great direction. And they're going, that really, really? Like, don't take, like, pay attention. Pay attention when someone seems very invested in turning your treasure into trash. Pay very, very close attention, because that ability, right? The same energy that says, I'm happy for you when you're moving into something stable. Like, pay attention to the energy that says, I'm happy for you versus the energy that says, I'm sorry to hear that. That'll tell you everything you need to know. Don't let it, don't let it shape you in that way, because everything I'm seeing here, I keep on seeing there's some kind of decision that you need to make. There's some kind of decision or partnership that is coming towards you right now. And it feels like this is the context by which you're going to have to make that decision. And that's what I keep on hearing in relationality to, I keep on seeing taking others' advice with a grain of salt, which is taking a lot of different advice from others, but then following, like, I keep on hearing, you know what's best for you. You know what is best for you. Focus on the manifestation goal. And I feel like there's something about making sure that you're very focused on a manifestation goal right now, that when as it's arriving to you, I keep on hearing, pay attention to, and I also feel like don't share too much. Like, don't share too much about what's going on with you to others right now, is what I keep on hearing. Don't be sharing too much. If something is not if something is not set in concrete, don't be talking about it like it is all I keep on hearing, right? Like, don't, if something is not in concrete, like, none of this is what I'm getting. I keep on hearing, make sure something has set. Make sure something is set in stone before you start talking about it. Because I just keep on seeing that there's something, like, especially with these two cards in combination, like, there's something big that's happening for you in the horizon. But that ability of being conscientious and not talking about it before it occurs is going to be productive, because I just keep on seeing that it feels a little bit, I'm not sure why, like, I feel like there's some kind of environment around you. Like I said, it feels like the environment around you is like split half and half, which is the difference between someone seeing you moving towards a manifestation goal and saying, sad for me, happy for you, which is the energy that feels like that feels like it's rooting for you, versus the energy that's in some way, shape, or form saying, like, hearing that something good is happening and saying, I'm sorry to hear that, because they're more in the vibration that they're thinking more about how it doesn't, it's a disservice to them in the process. So just be mindful of that. And thank you for having that reading with me, El Bistro. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. It is 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers, being Malayo. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as was reading. You're so welcome, Elle. Thank you again. And just bear with me a moment as I read. Clairsentient. No, I don't think it's that. No, it's not clairsentient, Chrissy. I like that though. Just add a C. Hold on a moment. I know you always put sow, Nikki. Started with an S. True. I meant to put the shrew to not agree. Truth on the advice aspect. Geez. Oh my God, this is me. They don't want to lose your life force. Yeah. Oh, my family sending you support, Nikki. The one that brings the vibes. Like that. The lampshade. Yes. They have their own life. I'm picturing that lady that never goes out but looks in through her window blinds taking notes. Oh, interesting, Cappy. Well, like I said, the 10, like the 10 of Pentacles in its reversal can talk about a lot of people around you, but not necessarily everybody, like, again, like pulling for you is what I keep on seeing. And that was amplified with the devil card and the 2 of Cups, which is like to say, like, it feels like a 50-50 split. Hi there, sweetheart. And Miguel, if you'd like a reading, all you need to do is send a donation. I'll be happy to read for you, be the 3rd person read for today. Okay. And this is saying to me, like, and I keep on hearing too, be very conscientious who, if there's some kind of partnership on the horizon or something that's coming towards you, just be very conscientious about who you're sharing things with until they're in concrete. I recently cut off a friend I had for decades when I realized they were a hater. Oh, sending you so much support, Cappy. Have a beautiful day, Bistro. All right, Lolo, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. The next person on the list for today is Elena. Elena, if you could let me know if you'd like a general reading or if you have a specific question. And while we wait for Elena to post her question, let's do another intuition check. All right. I've got a card here. We're going to count back from 10. Go ahead and go in the comments. Put your impressions on what you think it is. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, it was the hawk. Thank you guys so much for participating. Hi there, Reagan. Welcome, dear. Hope you're having a beautiful day. And just a reminder, if anyone, hold on a minute, I saw, if anyone else wants to get on the list right now, I got you, Elena. JC, can you give me the initial on where you, just the initial where you sent the donation, and I'll confirm you on the list? I know, I love that game too. You'd be surprised how many times I'm about to go into a reading and the person who I'm about to read for hits it right on the target. It's really cool. All right. One moment, please. And just a reminder, if you are getting on the list and you have information you feel is relevant for the purposes of our reading today, for instance, if you have a dream that you would like interpreted or a past life you would like more information on, you can include that information in the notes when you send the donation. And you can also post it in our subscriber only Discord channel in the appropriate channels if you are a subscriber. Perfect. All right, there we go. Hi there, Andrew. I'm happy to read for you if you'd like to get on the list. List is open. Thank you for confirming, JC. Just bear with me one moment. All right. Yes, I've got you on the list. All right. And you'll be read for after Elena, JC. If anyone else wants to get on the list right now, you'll be the 3rd person read for. All right. And thank you for the help, Nikki. And guys, please remember, when we get to 100K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen. We'll get to 100K in no time. In the meantime, can I please get 3 cards for Elena, general, please? Oh, this is lovely. I mean, this feels like the start of something beautiful. I mean, this feels like healthy communication. I mean, this feels like healthy communication with grounded energy. You know, like they got a good head on their shoulders. Um, it feels positive. It feels collaborative. I feel like you're taking something seriously in a way that you haven't taken it seriously before. I feel like this is you taking yourself more seriously than you ever have before. You know, like this feels like some heavy planning energy. Um, and I keep on like, and the thing about it, I'm also curious about like if you're thinking about moving, you know, because it does feel to me like there's something about you having some kind of communication with someone, um, planning a trip, talking about a trip, something that you've been meaning to do. Like this feels like a long-ended like decision. But that's what I like about it. Like it feels it's right. Like now's the time. And I feel like you've been planning on doing this for a while. And that's why it feels like I keep on hearing, it feels like the logical next step. Um, it's gonna be great, you know? I like this too because I feel like I see you doing this with someone and it feels like a unique relationship. But like that's the nice thing about it. Like I feel like I see something here that says like we can write the template, you know? Like if like we don't have to do things the way others do them. We have to do something in a way that feels comfortable for us. And I feel like it's hard too because I feel like you do have some energy around you that doesn't understand. It doesn't understand what's going on. You know? It's not their job to understand, is what I'm getting. You know, and I think that that's the hard thing around something because I feel like the only difficulty point here, um, like I don't know why I keep on hearing someone going like, "Are you making the right decision?" And being like, it's like like don't let that like I keep on hearing they're well intentioned is what I'm getting. They're well intentioned, but I feel like there's something important. Um, there's also something important here about you feeling safe, you know, or trying to create a safe environment for another person is everything I'm identifying. And I like this because it feels to me like I see you working in collaboration with someone that, that prioritizes you, that wants to create something with you. And I feel like, and I don't even feel like there's a situation here where I have to say that you can trust another person because I think you can trust them is what I see. Because it feels to me like they've shown up for you in some way that's like it's I keep on hearing when someone shows up for you, there's no mistaking it. Because when someone shows up for us, it's it doesn't you don't even like I love to point out that energy that can be trusted doesn't need to say trust me because they move in accordance to trust. It's not even it's not it doesn't need to be stated. It's just effectively identified. And I like this too because I see something here um, that I see you creating something or making something after a move that like reshapes your life in some way, but in the best way possible. I want to give you some bottom of the deck information, something to keep in mind going forward. Yeah, you remember me? I told you with this moon card energy, you know, like I see something here as it relates to like navigating through doubts or fears or navigating through uncertainty. But, the one thing I'm identifying is um, like I keep on hearing the difference between a pipe dream and a plan is a date. So continue to lay those dates in. And I keep on seeing like you know, make sure, I keep on hearing lots of little trips is what I keep on hearing for some reason, you know? Like it's saying to me that there's something about you taking a lot of little trips right now that, like, I feel like a lot of little trips prior to like one big trip is what I keep on hearing. Like lots of little trips prior to one big trip. Because the thing about it is, like, I feel like the thing about it is it's not it's not that you're working towards a manifestation. I feel like you're actively in one. Like I feel like whatever this manifestation in is, it's not ahead of you. It's already begun, you know? It's saying that, like, there's something about that that's like creating that point of like adaptability. So make sure, like, make sure, I keep on hearing, make sure you're talking about any fears instead of projecting them. Like, make sure that you're articulating upon what feels like it will be um, energetically supportive to you. Because I know that there's like, I keep on hearing there's a lot of energy around you that's worrying, but I keep on hearing well intentioned energy will worry for you, is what I get. But that's why it's like you kind of not like helping to ease those doubts or ease those concerns is what I keep on seeing, is also, I keep on hearing it also is evidence of how far you've come. Because I feel like you've had some kind of massive breakthrough point as it relates to healing from some trauma. And the problem is, like, when we've healed from trauma and others have experienced and seen us go through trauma, they can often have those moments that they're worrying that we're repeating the same mistakes again. So I think that there's something to be said about helping another person if there's somebody like trying to project your past into the present, to be able to articulate to them and say, like, look, I understand why you're worried, but I'm no longer like that. Like, this is not that, is what I keep on hearing, right? And I feel like it's hard because it's like I keep on hearing you'll prove it to them through the doing, is what I keep on hearing. You'll prove it to them through the doing, which is to say that you doing it and showing them that you are energetically supported through it, like that is going to be the point of reassurance. Thank you so much, Elena, for having that reading with me. And if you would like to get on the list, and if this reading connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. Also be patient. But I'm also seeing, like, the thing with patient is, I keep on hearing always patient, never waiting. So don't get really fixated or focused on like worrying about a certain date. Just be very productive. Be as productive as possible. Like kind of move yourself into the mentality that it's already happened, is what I keep on hearing. You're already in the manifestation goal. Thank you so much again for having that reading with me, Elena. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. You'll be the next person read for. It is 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers, links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. Yes, Gora, if you want to see any of our past readings, you can head over to my the place where we keep the videos, and you'll find them all there. Thank you for the help. Yes, I'm planning on moving in 2 years once my daughter graduates, and talking a lot about travel. Thank you. Yeah, I see you. Like, I see this is you, like, doing some exploration, you know? Like, I keep on hearing you're already in the manifestation. This is like, these are like little fact-finding missions, right? I feel like it's like, this is the mission of you finding the place that you're going to settle down, is all I keep on hearing. And Sacred, thank you for the follow. No, Gora, they're there. No, I do both. So if you go there, you'll find both the dailies, but you'll also find the full readings. My mom just texted saying she loves me and wants me to come. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so glad to hear that, Nikki. There we go. Thank you for the help, Nikki. You're so welcome, Gora. And Sasha, thank you for sharing the live. Always appreciate when you guys share a live. Thank you for also receiving this message, love. And Nikki, thank you for the follow. I almost like, I see some kind of new business emerging after you move too. I keep on seeing that. So that's just something to keep in mind in that reading too, Elena. The place where you keep the videos, it starts with a U. Okay? You know, the place where we keep the videos, we can't talk about the other apps here. We can't write them in the comments. The app doesn't like it when we talk about other apps. Oh, I have a business. I'm in the process of expanding to that location now. Thank you for confirming what I was reading. It says to me it's gonna be good. It's all giving me like it feels good. It feels like the right, like it's gonna be the right place. And I feel like something grows in a big way once you do so. Thank you so much again, Elena, and wishing you the best of luck on that journey. All right, the next person on the list for today is JC. Now's a great time to get on the list. If you'd like to get on the list, you'll be the second person read for. Also, friends, we're at 67.1K likes. When we get to 100K, I'll be gifting a reading back to the collective, so keep on tapping that screen. We'll get to 100K in no time. As I wait for JC to put their question up, I'm going to do another animal spirit guide card. All right, guys, count backing from 10. Go ahead and put your impressions in the comments. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We've got the cat. Good job, dear. Excellent. Thank you guys so much for participating. We'll do that again after the next reading. All right. Highest priority spirit led. I got you, dear. I can only see divine collective readings there, but not whole. No, they're the whole lives are there too. The ones that say full session, Gora. I hope that helps. You guessed it, Ella. Good job, dear. Wonderful. And as I mentioned, guys, it's a great time to get on the list. If you'd like to get on the list, you will be the next person read for. If you would want to get a reading, the list is nice and short right now. It's a perfect time to get on. 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers. Or the gift of a baby dragon will also get you on the list. All right. Can I please get, where are we? Highest priority, please. Highest priority, please. I feel like you've outgrown something. I feel like you've outgrown something. You know? Um, I think that there's I feel like there's something important. Um, I keep wondering, there's something important occurring in relationality to I keep on hearing a message. Um, the way I'm going to describe what I'm seeing here is I feel like I see you in like, I don't know if this is a profession or something that you do, that it just feels really hard because like I feel like your heart's not necessarily in it because it's like you have to hide yourself as you're doing it, is all I keep on seeing. You know, it doesn't feel like it gives you the space to be able to be your authentic self. And that's why I feel like, you know, I feel like I see some kind of situation where your priorities are shifting. you know, because, it's like I see some kind of situation where someone's around you saying, like, don't rock the boat. And I see you being like, I can't help rocking the boat if it affects me personally. Like, that's not me rocking the boat. Like, it's me, is what I keep on hearing. It's like you saying to someone, like it's not about, like, like smoothing something over. You know what I mean? And I feel like there's a little bit of this energy here that I feel like you need to find a productive outlet for it, right? Like, that's the thing about it. Like, I see some kind of situation that is hard because it doesn't feel like it gives you a lot of opportunity to be yourself. I want you to focus right now. I want you to put some focus and attention on a creative endeavor. I want you to start focusing something on a creative endeavor. Um, it's gonna help you. And I keep on hearing it's not silly. It's necessary, especially if there isn't a creative outlet for you in what you do. Like, it's I feel like it'll be good for you in the best way possible because um I feel like, and I keep on hearing it's not too late is what I'm getting either. It's never too late. Remember, it's never too late to follow a dream so long as you start following it. Like, that's really what I'm seeing. It's not silly. It's important. It's necessary. And I feel like I feel like, again, I keep on hearing, remember, you know, a creative, like a creative endeavor is carving a path to happiness. Like, you can do something simply for the joy of it brings. I want you to really focus on following your bliss right now because, like, I see some kind of stagnation point, right? I feel like I see you, like, in some kind of deep stagnation moment that, again, it's like the security that's there, but it doesn't necessarily inspire you. But you have to think about it, the fact that if you've got some kind of security in your life that doesn't inspire you, that can be the framework from which you build upon. So I don't want you to feel like it's a dead end. I want you to think about it as a foundation. Okay? I keep on hearing that from your guides. It's not a dead end, it's a foundation. It's not a dead end, it's a foundation. It's not a dead end, it's a foundation, which says, even though it doesn't inspire you, the stability it brings allows you to lay the foundation for being able to pursue your dreams, to be able to pursue your bliss, to be able to pursue your creative endeavors. And it's not silly to do that. For some, for some, that is the gift that we receive via the stability. So I really want you to work on right now finding a creative outlet to help channel some of those frustrating feelings. Bottom of the deck on this reading. Yeah, no board flipper energy here. Okay? I keep on saying no board flipper energy, right? Remember, I don't like this isn't a manifestation goal. So don't change something right now just because you feel like you're tired of it. Work on building on it. Build on top of it is what I keep on hearing. Don't push it away. Don't push it away and say I'm sick of it. Say I want to build on top of this, right? I'm going to utilize this to build something for myself. I'm going to start to move something into the direction. I keep on hearing the words for myself, which is, again, think about the stagnation area as the foundation. It is giving you the firmament by which you can concentrate into something that the day may come that you may shift into entirely, is what I keep on hearing. Okay. And I keep on seeing it's not too late to do that. It's actually the perfect time. It's never, I keep on hearing, it's never too late to start on a dream, so long as you start on it. And I keep on hearing, if you're feeling that stagnation point, like let this be, like let the stagnation point be. And I keep on hearing, I want you writing down right now. I want you writing down what your ideal life would be. If you're not sure what the direction is, then let that be your direction. Write down what write down what a perfect day in your ideal life would look like. Let that be the starting point. And then once you do that, then I want you to say to yourself, what steps can I take today to move me closer in that direction? Thank you so much for having that reading with me, Jen. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common that those that need these messages be here to receive them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. We've got 4 spots left for today before the list will be closed. 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 3 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribe. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading, and just bear with me a moment. And if anyone else would like to get on the list, we've got 4 spots left before the list will be closed today. All right. I keep on hearing, it's not time lost, it's the perfect time. Oh, you found it. Oh, I'm so glad, Gora. Excellent. Intuitive beast. I like that. Awesome. Excellent. And thank you, Nikki, for sharing the live. Always appreciate when you guys share the live. Who's being mean to you, Adam? Who do we got to go punch? Who are we punching today, Adam? That's me. Good at my career, but not really my thing. I mean, like I said, it's a foundation from which to build things, right? And I call out all the injustices in the corporation. I love that, Ella. I love hearing that. I'm feeling antsy in several areas of my life, very unhappy at work. I keep on hearing, it's not a dead end, it's a foundation. It's the ground from which you build right now. That is the gift, though, the stability. Mirrors my last reading with you. Follow your bliss. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you have to carve that path for yourself right now. I keep on hearing, it's not silly. It's integral. This is how I have to start looking at it. I've been scared just to dream and venture out. It's always scary when you begin, but that's what I keep on seeing. Like, this is you finding that courage. I'm so glad. Thank you guys for supporting each other in the comments. And thank you again for having that reading with me, Jay. All right. Next person on the list for today is Ava. Ava, let me know if you have a general reading or if you have a specific question. Great time to get on the list right now. If you'd like to get on the list to be the next person read for. And while we wait for Ava's question, we're going to do an intuition check. All right. I've got an animal guide here. We're going to count back from 10. Let me know your impressions. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. VC got it with the owl. Great job, VC. Very good. All right, we'll do that again after the next reading. And if you guys want to get on the list right now, now's the perfect time to get on the list. You'll be the next person read for. All right, we're also at 68K likes. When we get to 100K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen. We'll get to 100K in no time. I don't know. I have not seen a zebra in the deck, Ella. Good job, VC. All right, I got you, Ava. Reading on my fear of exposure. 2 cards on the wound, 2 cards on advice. I think you said in the past reading that it was partly caused by a witch wound in the past life. Yeah. All right. Question is above. I got you, Ava. 4 cards, please. Um, wow. Hold on. Sorry, I'm just gonna. Huh. One sec. Yeah, it's definitely from the past life into this one. But like, and the thing that's interesting about it, and I feel like the way you can be, I'll point this out. The way you can tell that this is something from the past life, expose what? Is what I keep on hearing. If you're saying to me, if I go, I'm worried about being exposed, and I'm like, exposed for what? And you're like, I don't know. Like, that's how you can usually tell. That's how you can usually tell that it's a past life wound, right? Because I already see it, and I'm like, if you're literally if you're saying to me, I've got this fear of being exposed, and I'm like, what? Exposed for what? And you're like, like, you're like, I don't know, but I'm just worried. I'm like, yeah, you're worried they're gonna find out the thing that, but you're like, like, that's what I mean about it. Like, I can already see the fact that you're like, why do I feel like this? That's the articulation of the fact that like this is something carried over from the past life. Because I just keep on seeing you had some kind of gift. You had some kind of gift in the past life, and you had some kind of, like, you had a karmic relationship with someone that was like, I keep on hearing, like, you know I feel like someone was like trying to pray it out of you. It feels like somebody was trying to like pray it out of you, kind of thing, right? Like, that's the thing about it, is like, and I keep on seeing that, whatever that is, like, whatever that anxiety is, um like, it was some kind of, it's giving me some kind of energy of someone, like, constantly, I just keep on seeing, like, constantly being in some kind of state of, like, you know like, it's like, it's giving me somebody, like, it's giving me a karmic relationship of someone that was saying in some way, shape, or form, if it weren't for me, if it weren't for me, if it weren't for me, I just keep on hearing, if it weren't for me, right? And that's the thing that I see that you're energetically healing from, some of that karma that you experienced by someone who was trying to say that if you were left to your own devices, like, you wouldn't be safe for yourself or others, is what I keep on seeing. Like, there's a lot of this energy that I'm just picking up upon that is requiring you to have to heal that to a large degree. And I feel like a lot of it, like, I feel like it's the result of it is you carrying it into this life and having this, like, perpetual moment of feeling or fearing that, like, the rug's going to be pulled out from under your feet. You know what I mean? Like that is the archetype of that wound that's carrying forward. And, you know, and like I said, if you have that ineffable fear of being revealed, and I go, revealed for what? And you're like, you know, like, like that is literally the translation of the energetic wound that you're carrying over. I would also not be surprised if you've had unhealthy relationships where another person was always trying to act as the foundation of the relationship, was the fact that you were fundamentally broken. And it was such a gift that they had to put up with you. You are so lucky that I tolerate you. You're so lucky that I put up with this. You're so lucky to have someone with like me who'd be willing to suffer you, because they're saying that if you met someone like that, that was also the karmic following you into this life. That same energy that said you should be you should be lucky that I bless you. Like I bless the brokenness in you with my presence, is what I keep on hearing. This is like the energy of the karmic that you're healing from. Ugh. Somebody who literally says you should be lucky that I blessed your brokenness with my presence. Hate that. Hate that. Hate that. Hate that. Hate that. Hate that. So, and I feel like this is when I keep on hearing you succeeded. If you've already moved away from that, you've already succeeded where the past life did not. Because I keep on hearing the past life say, I never got away from that. I never got away from that. I never got away from that, but you did. Like they're going, you did. Like, yeah, that's done. Like you've closed. I feel like you've closed a karmic cycle, and you closed the karmic cycle in the moment you looked towards them and said, "There's nothing wrong with me, except you. There's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with me, except you. Except you. It's you. It's not me. Like I see that, you know." Like I see like and the minute you did that, you're like you stopped drinking you stopped drinking the poison they were trying to give you in relationality to like telling you like what would you do without me? Be like, I would thrive. I feel like that's where you're at now. You're like, what would you do without me? I would thrive, is what I keep on seeing. So, you know, I feel like, and the problem with that is I feel like it's never going to go away entirely, you know, like that feeling is never going to go away entirely. But I keep on hearing, you know, I feel like this is what I'm hearing from the past life. Um, like if, as long as you don't believe, as long as you're not believing the hype, which is to say to me, like, I think it's interesting because like, I keep on hearing like, don't believe the hype, but they're saying like, don't believe the hype, like a hypodermic needle, which is saying to me, like, they're saying, don't believe the fact that another person feels that you, like, there's something wrong with you, is what I'm seeing, or somebody trying to articulate that, like, you're fundamentally broken. Like, I keep on hearing, like, that is you kind of going through the work of moving away from someone that was constantly trying to like say like, oh, don't worry, I'll take care of you. You know what I mean? Like it's giving me a lot of that, like somebody was trying to play hospital with you, is what I'm getting. Like no more playing hospital in relationship. Nobody saying like, oh, you poor thing, let me take care of you, is what it is, like it's what you're kind of healing from. And I feel like even in that space, like that modality of you being able to exist in your own stability, like I feel like this is you like finding your strength, because every time, like I feel like that's almost like somebody trying to come back in that way. You know, like it's giving me a little bit of this energy still around me, like like around you, like miss me yet. And you being like, no, I don't miss it. It's weird. You know, like I see, like like I see you in some way, like looking at something. And I like to point out, like, if the further you get from something, the more like upsetting it looks, that's usually a good sign that you're better off without it. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, there's that emperor energy. You know, I love this because this is always the energy that's like, what would you do without me? You poor thing. You poor dumb creature. You know what I mean? Like you poor, you know what I mean? It's like a lot of that. Like you poor, like you poor thing. Like what would you do? Like it's the energy. Like what would they do without you? Often it's funny, like the energy that says, "You poor thing, what would you do without me?" It's like it's actually like poor you. Like it's like the energy, like it's like who's the poor one? You know, it's a lot of like it's a lot of that. You know, it's like it's a lot of the energy I keep on hearing, and I feel like this is you, like moving towards a divine counterpart connection. Like it's moving towards a divine counterpart connection that says like I want to take care of you in the best ways possible. Like I want to take care of you because we understand that taking care of each other is protecting each other, which is saying like again, it's not the space of another person like articulating like how much help we need, right? It's the difference between someone saying, "What can I do?" It's like I keep on hearing it's not the energy that says, you are so blessed. You are so blessed by my presence. I just hold this all down. I am the gravity. I am the gravity that I don't have to do anything. I just act as the gravity in your life. You know, you can just make it up to me. You can spend the rest of your life taking care of me and making it up to me that I add the gravity here. It's like I see someone that says like, I want to show you what what true care feels like. I want to show you that that is not the space that we say you're blessed to have me here. It's the I keep on hearing I want to show you I want to show you what care is, or I want to show you what it means to be cared for is not the energy that says like, you know, you're so lucky to have that care because what would you do without me? It's the energy that says you won't ever have to question that because I'm never going to be without you is what I keep on hearing. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, Ava. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. You'll be the next person read for. It is 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more, 4 cards for donation of 23 or more for my subscribers, being semi-lio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. Also, we are at 70K likes. When we get to 100K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective, so make sure you're tapping that screen. We'll get to 100K in no time. And just bear with me a moment. All right. Oop, hold on a minute. Oh, I didn't even know I could do that. That's cool. All right. Excellent. Good job, first one, BC. It's so frustrating. I know. Working through this too, it's frustrating. Yeah, throwing tomatoes virtually. Yeah. Yes, my ex. Yes, my ex. Yes, ew, yes. I just cut off my PT person for this projected energy. So gross. No, we don't like it. And Jamie, thank you as well for receiving these messages. Oh, Ruby's like right on top of the one card. Ruby's like, first, good to see you, dear. May I please breathe in your airspace, kind sir? Yeah, exactly. May I please breathe? May I please breathe in your airspace, kind sir? Take the trash out. Yes, exactly. Um, so I heal the wound by accepting it will never fully go. Yeah, I feel like it is. Like I think that the thing about a wound like that, I mean, I feel like the thing, like the wound is going to heal. I feel like the wound's going to heal in several different ways. One of it is understanding the nature of the wound, being like, that is the nature of the wound that I carried over from the past life. It's understanding that that feeling is one that you have to kind of push up against. Um, But I keep on hearing that it's also going to be helped when you build into a healthy counterpart connection that helps recognize and reaffirm that there's nothing wrong with you in the first case, right? Not to say that there aren't, I keep on hearing, not to say that there aren't things that you're actively working on remedying within yourself, right? It's not to say that there aren't things that you're not actively applying energy to fixing, but not someone who's in a space that makes you feel like that you should have gratitude for the fact that they allow you, like that you allow, like that they have to like no tolerance. Like I hear like no tolerance in healthy partnership. We don't archetype. We don't articulate to another that love is someone being like, you're so lucky I tolerate you. It's going to help heal the wound when you're into counterpart connection that says, I am blessed to have you in my life. You are my energetic blessing. I love having you here. I'm not ashamed of it. You're not an, I keep on hearing, you're not an albatross that I carry around. You are the energetic blessing. Thank you so much, Allie, for getting on the list. You'll be the next person read for. We've also got 3 spots left if anyone else would like to get on the list. Yes, and by walking away from anyone that, yes, and that's the hard part of this work right now, because I see even now you have to walk away. Like I feel like even now you're getting a lot of energy. Like, nope. Like I feel like nope. Like nope. The sound you will heal, the sound you will hear as you're healing this wound is nope. No. You know, a lot of that, like a lot of that, like, and I keep on hearing like moving, like you gotta be careful because there's still a lot of it around you karmically. Something like, if you stop doing that, if you just like, I feel like a little this, like if you would just stop, if you would just like a little bit of that type of energy, like someone that starts poking at you in a way that feels like it's trying to change you, like no, like just move away from it. Yes. Yep. Well, Arub, I'm happy to pull that card for you before we start Allie's reading if you're on a break. I understand and respect that. All right. So if you guys don't mind, I'm just going to do Ruby's one card because they're on a break, and then we'll do Allie's reading. So just bear with me, and I appreciate that. Okay, thank you guys. Weather universe. All right, well, it's not about belief, so let's get some energy around that. Be patient in it is what I keep on seeing. This feels energetically positive. And I feel like the thing about it is I keep on seeing, like, I keep on hearing, articulating about how you're trying to create a healthy cradle is what I keep on hearing. Like articulating how you're building a healthy cradle. Yeah, especially with the two, like the 2 of Wands, right? So I keep on hearing no tug of war energy, right? Don't feel like, I keep on hearing, don't do something in a way that feels like you're oppositional to another person, but the conversation in relationality to articulating like what you're doing to try to facilitate something easier. Like I keep on hearing being like, I keep on trying to, like, I keep on hearing, let the work feel like you're perpetually trying to bless the mess, right? Not that you're in a tug of war. Animal spirit guide for you. Yeah, eagle, which is like, again, just articulating what you're seeing, not insisting, but like point, like I keep on hearing, like talking about how you're continuing to try to make something better, but even in the space of trying to make something better, it doesn't seem like someone's working in the same direction. So just keep on making, I keep on hearing no tug of war energy in relationality to something, and sending you so much support on that journey, dear. All right. Next person on the list for today is Allie. Allie, if you're here, can you respond in all caps? Let me know if you would like a general reading or if you have a specific question you would like me to answer. All right. Hi there, dear. And if anyone else wants to get on the list right now, we've got 3 spots left before the list will be closed. 3 spots left. We're also at 70.8K likes. When we get to 100K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping the screen. We'll get to 100K in no time. And Signa, thank you for the follow. You're so welcome, Ava. And Amber, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. All right, so before we continue with Allie's reading, we're going to be doing an animal spirit guide reading. So I'm going to draw an animal spirit guide card. I'm going to count back from 10. Go ahead and put your impressions in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Goose. All right, let's continue. A lot of people picking dolphin. Everybody's picking dolphin. A critter. Cappy. Yeah, Cappy got it. You got a critter. We got a critter. All right, and thank you for the follow. Hi there. Good to see you today. All right. Spirit led. Been struggling around relationships specifically. 4 cards, please. Highest priority messages, please. Highest priority messages. 4 cards. Oop, 5 cards. I mean, everything I'm seeing right now, um, communication is key. And in communication, I keep on hearing communication has to be consensual in the fact that it's like you can't force someone to communicate, but you can recognize when someone's being shady, is what I'm getting, you know? And that's the thing about it. I keep on hearing healthy relationships should not require binoculars, is what I keep on saying. You shouldn't have to like, I keep on, you shouldn't have to keep an eye on someone, right? You shouldn't have to like constantly have to be vigilant to make sure that somebody, what one is articulating is actually happening, you know? And I keep on hearing, like, I just keep on seeing a situation that's like requiring binoculars all the time, you know? Which is like, I mean, it's one way to live, but I mean, like that's the whole point. It doesn't have to be that way. But when someone's being shady, then it does. It's when somebody, if someone's being shady, it does. Like it's like and like there like this is why we talk about the space of like, like it shouldn't require you to have to put on a detective cap and like Carmen San Diego a situation to try to figure out like what another person's doing versus what they're saying. Words should match actions. And I keep on seeing something like this. It feels like it feels, I mean, and like I said, like this could be the condition by which you find someone. It's, I know like it can be really, really frustrating because it's like, if they're not in a space that they want to be honest or open, you can't force honesty out of someone. And what's worse is when someone's not being honest and you try to bring honesty to them, they're going to make you feel crazy, right? Like you're never going to have a situation where you like, I need to point this out. This is why like Scooby-Doo does not prepare us for the world that we find. Because it's never a situation where you say like, aha, look, here's the proof. And they go, you've got me. You're right. You're totally right. This is what I was doing. I should have told you. I mean, we all wish for that, right? Like we all wish for that to happen, but that would be conditional on the fact that another person, like in that moment, that person has to start being more honest. And if someone is like deeply invested, if their prioritization point is not letting other people in on their business, then even when you bring the truth to them, they're not going to admit, they're never going to give you, they're never going to give you, they're never going to give you that relief. They're never going to give it to you, right? If their condition is one that they're dishonest. You cannot bring dishonesty to someone who is perpetually dishonest, and they're never going to be like, like, and especially if they're being dishonest about things that don't make any sense, is what I keep on hearing. Especially if they're like being dishonest about things that like legitimately don't make any sense, right? Like that is like, I keep on seeing that. Like there's a lot of that. And again, it's like sometimes we have to be accepting on this being the condition by which we find another, like on the condition we find another person. And you can't heal something with someone who refuses to admit what's going on. You can't, like, the first thing you need to do to have a healthy relationship is exist in the same reality. And if you keep articulating to another person like what's absolutely clear, right? If you keep articulating to someone exactly what's happening, and every time you do, they're just like running circles around you, like it's not you cannot heal with someone that does not accept the fact of what needs to be healed. And if someone is in that modality where they keep on, I keep on hearing, you keep on discovering things, right? Like you keep on discovering things and being like, explain this. And then they start to, like, I keep on hearing like talking circles around you in relationality to trying to say that you're like, you're like exaggerating something. Like, like I think that the thing that you have to say to yourself is like saying like, look, honesty is the foundation of healthy partnership. Honesty is where everything begins. And if someone rebukes honesty, like if there's somebody that you're working, like, it shouldn't, I keep on hearing, it shouldn't feel like it shouldn't, and I keep on seeing, like, it shouldn't also feel like someone who is like, I keep on hearing someone say, well, you never asked that specifically, right? Like somebody who feels like they're doing some kind of um, like some kind of work and saying like, well, technically, like I see something, remember, like honesty is also not technical, which is also the space of another person saying, well, technically I never said that. Like be very conscientious to someone who says, technically I never said that, because that is someone that's almost trying to articulate to you that says, I will tell you something with the recognition that I'll assume that you'll read into it. And then when you actually tell me what you assumed, I'll then say, I didn't technically say that, because that is someone that is trying to rely upon the assumption as it relates to, I keep on hearing, a lie of omission is still a lie, is what I keep on hearing. A lie of omission is still a lie, which is we work. It's not about saying, well, technically I never said that. It's the ability of saying, I invest my clarity in you. I am equally invested in creating clarity between us. So I feel like the question you need to say is the situation one where another person is equally invested in creating clarity the way that you yourself are aspiring to? Because I just keep on seeing, like, I feel like there is some kind of repetitive cycle I'm identifying between you and another person, where like another person, like I almost see them saying like, I'll do better, right? And then they do the same thing. Like, and then like, I'll do better. And then the cycle repeats itself again. Right. Like, it's like, I'll do better. It's like, it's like, it's giving me like, it's, you have to I can see it even here. Bottom of the deck on this reading. Yeah. Right. It should, like, I keep on hearing, it shouldn't feel like, we shouldn't feel like we have to it shouldn't feel like we constantly, like, honesty shouldn't be the vibration that feels like someone is afraid not to be, is what I keep on hearing. Make sure you're not creating a situation with someone that says like, I'll catch you, right? Because it's like I keep on seeing like it has to do with the ability of, and I keep on hearing somebody trying to say, I don't want to feel like I have to run my life by you. This is all we do in partnership. All we do in healthy partnership is run our lives by each other because they're the same life. When we're living an integrated relationship, we constantly run our lives by each other because it's the same life. Like that is the healthy relationship. It's the integrated life. It's not about it's not about the space of effectively articulating like this is none of your business. When we're in relationship, it's all our business. Like my business is your business, and that is literally the relationship is the business of having business together. Like it's like that is what a relationship is. But you would be surprised how many times those who don't truly want a relationship will then be aghast when someone tries to ask what's going on in their life, and they'll say it's none of your business. Everything's your business when you're in a healthy relationship. Like it's not about permission. It's about the fact that you're integrating in the same life. So I feel like there's something to be said if this is a situation or circumstance where you keep on trying to get a sense of what's going on with another person, and they're taking umbrage by saying it's none of your business. You have to ask yourself, are they truly invested in having the type of relationship that you yourself are seeking? Because if this is a situation where someone is trying to say, I want to be in a relationship with you, but you can't ask me about my business, and what I'm doing is none of your business, and I don't need to run anything by you, that is potentially, you have to say to them, like, can we please roll back the tape on what you think a relationship is? Tell me what you think an ideal relationship is, and make sure and saying, okay, if those are the rules for you, then I have the same rules. So even if there is something here where someone's saying my life is none of their business, like you're trying to then you go, okay, I also have those rules as well, right? It's something that is, I keep on hearing, relationship. There can be many different relationships. You can have many different rules in relationship, but the most important rule in a relationship is the word reciprocal, which means that the rules that apply for one are the rules that apply for another. And there isn't a shifting in the landscape between what another person is asking for versus what another person is energetically receiving. Thank you so much for having that reading with me. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. You will be the next person read for, and we've got 3 spots left for today. Before the list will be closed, I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. We're also at 71.7K likes. When we get to 100K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen. We'll get to 100K in no time. Thank you for those beautiful flowers, Scooby. And just bear with me a moment. All right. I love Critter. Yes, that's exactly what's going on. Yeah, I tried to communicate healthily, and he came back with a lot of blame, a lot of labels thrown at me. So I'm sending you so much support, dear. And the person is always lying. They don't know the difference between truth and lie. Oh, I'm sending you support as well, Scooby. So many technicalities. I don't read minds. But I mean, here's the thing. Like, truth does not exist in technicality, which is to say we don't say something to someone, but don't say the full breadth of it. You know? Like it shouldn't be one that we have to like tiptoe through the tulips to try to like figure out what another person meant by something. Yeah. The ex was always hiding something, so they told me something else to hide the truth. Sending you so much support, Scooby. No, my ex wasn't, and I did and went on and on with it for 20 years. Sending you so much support, Scooby. I remember when Joseph used to do that until I started removing space for confusion. Sending you so much support, Ruby. I'm putting a stop to this cycle, sending you support, Beam. And then they started straight lying. Oh, sending you so much support, Ruby. I'll do better in the same. Healthy partnerships are together. You can run by each other the truth, and others will accept it. Exactly. Yes, the same life. The relationship is a partnership together. My business is yours. That's right. Yep. I expected that, never got that from my ex. Everything was always hidden, but told to me in a lie. Oh, sending you so much support, dear. When the truth came out was the only way I found out what I was told. Oh, sending you so much support, Scooby. I never make an exception. After one is told, yeah. I never got it's none of your business, but I did get a lie, and that lie always comes out. Again, thank you guys for supporting each other in the comments. That's so true. And thank you again, Bean, for having that reading with me and sending you support in your journey. The collective, we did the collective earlier today, Scooby. It'll be up on the place where we keep the videos and the place where we keep the photos. Truth is just truth. Yes, there's no way you can change truth. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how others try to, though. Looking, oh, that is bizarre, Ruby. Oh, sending you support as well, Ruby. Marie, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew, and you're so welcome, Scooby. All right, friends, the list is now open. If anyone else would like to get on the list, you'll be the next person read for. 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, Binks and Mylayo. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. We are going to continue right now. The next, we're actually going to get started on 1 card readings for subscribers. If you are a subscriber and would like a card pulled, go ahead and put your question in the comments. If you would like to become a subscriber, you can hit my name you can hit the subscribe button at the bottom of the screen, and you will be you'll be added to the list. All right. And also, friends, we are at 72.1. And also make sure that you've recharged your heart me's. Anyone who has a recharged heart me who would like a 1 card reading, anyone who would like a 1 card reading with recharged heart me's will also be receiving an animal spirit guide card today as well. 1 card spirit led, please, for Bean. I keep on seeing, you know, the past, I keep on hearing the past is a library, not an armory, which is we don't bring the past by way of example for behavior that isn't in alignment to us, right? So make sure someone is like holding a standard and not trying to say that they've lowered their standards because of something that happened in the past. The past should never lower the standards of what we're receiving in the present. It should be a space that we learn and grow from, not an excuse for what we're receiving. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, especially in the 8 of Wands and its reversal, right? Like I keep on hearing the sound of someone saying you get this because of something that happened in the past is the sound of the bar lowering to the floor, right? Because we can always look for a reason. We can always look for an excuse. It's not about finding excuses to articulate bad behavior. It's just about it's about behaving well, right? Animal spirit guide for Bean. Yeah, the swan, right? It's about it's about doing better. It's about letting the past move us forward into elegance, not coming into spaces of trying to articulate like, this is what you did, so this is what you get now, right? Like that is not the energy of, of saying like we create relationships that we're worthy of, right? We move in worthiness to the relationship we aspire for, not making someone feel like this is what you get or this is what you deserve, right? Thank you so much for having that reading, Beans, and thank you for being a subscriber. 1 moment, please. 1 card for Ella on Divine Counterpart, please. 1 card for Ella. Trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. Move in accordance to it, is what I keep on hearing. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, especially with the King of Swords and its reversal. Identify and recognize what feels, I keep on seeing like what feels energetically adaptive and supportive. I keep on hearing like you're looking for the energetic protector. So I feel like it's somebody who doesn't necessarily need to understand everything you do or believe everything you do, but works in accordance to trying to create that environment protective, that energy of protectiveness, wherein you're able to feel supported to be your full authenticity of self. And 1 moment, please. 1 moment. For Ella, animal spirit guide card, please. Yeah, the wolf, right? The energy that works to protect you, like looking for the energetic protector in counterpart. Thank you. Hi there, and Theo. 1 card on how that person feels about you. I feel like they're trying to heal. Bottom of the deck. I feel like they think they blew it. I feel like there was something about like a missed opportunity or a missed moment. Um, Animal spirit guide. Yeah, the salmon, you know, like they like it's giving me someone who like it feels like someone that is trying to like overcome some bad tendencies, but let the bad tendencies get the better of them. All right. Chrissy, one card regarding connection, please. I feel like it has to do like it feels to me like there's something there where somebody is identifying some kind of desire to fix something, is what I'm seeing. You know, like it feels like someone that's energetically eased in some way, that things are all right between you and them. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, like it feels like it almost feels like someone who identifies some kind of like desire to restore something. And I feel like it's giving them some kind of like reassurance as it relates to taking their time to like form a response in some way, shape, or form. Animal spirit guide, yeah, especially with the sow, you know, like it feels a bit like I see somebody in some kind of modality of recognizing that you still care about them and that you aspire for some sort of connection with them. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, Chrissy, and for being a subscriber. Let's see. Finances for Scooby. Yeah, this feels positive. This feels positive in that direction. I mean, it's interesting too because I feel like this is you like making new connections or having new conversations, like building forward in some way, shape, or form is what I'm identifying. Animal spirit guide, please, for Scooby. Yeah, especially with the wolf. Like I just keep on seeing like there's something that feels very energetically restorative in something here. Like it's allowing for some kind of adaptability and growth. All right. Ava, a card on meeting divine counterpart soon. Yeah, especially with the Wheel of Fortune in its reversal. I keep on seeing that there's, oh, you have a beautiful weekend too, and Theo. I feel like there's something about this here that feels like I keep on identifying that this feels like some kind of space wherein like you're already I get almost hearing like you're already in the manifestation to a certain goal because like you've rejected or moved away, you've broken a karmic cycle, right? Like your ability of staying away from something is what's moving you in the direction of what's for you. Yeah, especially with the Queen of Wands and its reversal. It's a continuation of what we saw in our reading as it relates to building into the relationship that appreciates you. And I feel like the problem with some of that is you may start experiencing some connections coming towards you that are similar to some of that past karmic energy. Like someone being like, you know, if you stop doing like a lot of that, like I keep on hearing no tweaking energy, like someone being like, you know, like not trying to tweak you in some way, shape, or form. Animal spirit guide, yeah, especially with the fire dragon. Like I feel like this is you like burning off a lot of that karma, being like I know there's no room for that in my experience. I'm not I don't want any of it. Hi there, Grace. Highest priority for Grace, please. Yeah, I feel like a lot of the Two of Pentacles that we're seeing here has to do a lot with I keep on identifying like working through prioritization, identifying and recognizing what it is that you're working to actively change. I feel like you're doing a lot of dual path work right now. So continue recognizing, and I keep on seeing like yeah, it's not about staying in a certain vibration. It's understanding like what you need to do to arrive to a situation is what I keep on seeing. So like a lot of that like adjustment or a lot of that adaptability is what I'm identifying. One card, animal spirit guide for Grace. Yeah, the horse. right? Being pragmatic, identifying and recognizing what it is that you need to work towards and being adaptable in that context. That was spot on. Thank you, Bean. Grow with the flow. I love that, Bean. And Champagne, Mommy, thank you for the follow. Hi there, Alicia. Oh, excellent. Glad you're new, Hannah. All right, final call. You're so welcome, Ella. Champagne, these are 1-card readings for subscribers. So if you'd like to become a subscriber, I'm happy to pull a card for you. Love. Oh, you're so welcome, Scooby. I've got you, BC. 1 card, highest priority message for BC, please. Focus on what you're building, and don't get frustrated on yourself. Like, just be consistent. Build that routine. A little bit every day goes a long way. Bottom of the deck, especially with the King of Pentacles, you know, like keep on persevering. You're never late for your own journey, you know. 1 card, animal spirit guide. Yeah, especially the blackbird, right? You don't need to explain yourself to others, right? Don't worry so much. I keep on hearing, don't worry so much. Remember, comparison is the thief of joy. So don't worry so much about how others are doing it. Focus on how you're doing it. You're so welcome, Ava. You're so welcome, Grace. Final call right now for any of my subscribers who have not had a 1 card, who would like a 1 card, or anyone else who would like a full reading today. Just a reminder, if you missed the Daily Collective, it will be up later today on the place where we keep the videos. It'll also be up on the place where we keep the photos. It'll also be up as a podcast over on my spot at Tarot Church and over on my Substack. If you became a subscriber today, welcome. I'd like to thank you so much for joining us here. I would encourage you to head over to our subscriber-only Discord channel and introduce yourself to the collective. Our next, also in the Discord, you'll find a special channel called Perks, and in the Perks section, you will find a special coupon code that will give you an additional discount to our tarot class subscription program. Our next class will be held on Wednesday, July 16th. We'll be focusing our studies on the Devil card. And all you need to do if you'd like to become a part of that class program is become a paid subscriber to my Substack. Your paid subscription will be your ticket of entry into our live classes each month, and you'll have access as a monthly subscriber to over 9 hours worth of material in the Tarot Church Library class archive. If you become a founding member, you'll have full access to the library, which is access to over 15 hours worth of material. I also want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages. Huge thank you to my followers, old and new. Thank you for being here and sharing your afternoon with me. We will be off tomorrow, but we will be back on Monday at 8 a.m. PST, 11 a.m. Eastern. If you would like to get on the list for Monday and be the first one read for, you can do so, and you'll have additional cards in your reading. You can also make sure to head over to my profile and register directly for the event. Sometimes the app doesn't like to push out when I'm notified, but you can also go to directly to my profile and hit that little bell to make sure that your notifications are active. I want to thank you so much for being here today and sharing in these messages. Huge thank you to my followers, old and new. Thank you for spending your afternoon with me. Huge thank you to my subscribers. Your ongoing support means the absolute world to me. And the biggest thank you to my mods. I hope you guys have an absolutely beautiful day. Please take care of yourselves. Please take care of one another. And we'll do this again on Monday. Have a great day, everyone.